Hey. We in this thing, man. We are in this thing. It's the LitHoUsE. How everybody doing tonight? Y'all hit the like button when you come in. I'm experiencing a little technical difficulties. I have no idea why, but
when I went up top, they took me down to Alabama, over to Texas. Third coast shit, baby. Yeah, bitch I ball, never fall. Yeah, bitch I ball, never fall. With my dog, fuck the law, we never fall. Yeah. Bang, hold up. Drink in my cup. Niggas ODing on me, I don't give a fuck. Came through swinging, crip niggas banging. Rubber band pussy looking like a tuba hanging. Diamonds on my neck, color changing, super saiyan. First time felon, but bitch I ain't never telling. Niggas snitch right here and disappear like they Magellan. Went from piss to selling, to sitting on the Ritz. And I ain't talking crackers, but it's plenty in this bitch. They asked me did I ball, I told them Peckers in the day. And been around more cold-blooded shooters than the NBA. Bitch, I'm still a kid, but really ain't a young boy. Ops with the shit, but really they ain't want one. Ass like a wig, faker than a jump boy. Caught him with the SIG, that's what your homie slump for. Boss hog pig, one and only combo. Bitch, I ball, never fall. Bitch, I ball, never fall. With my dog, fuck the law, never fall. Bitch, I ball, never fall. With my dog, smoking on that pressure. Now I got dementia. Came through swinging. Bitch, I'm Errol Spencer. Shout out to the champ. Boy, you know we miss you. Gotta take it back because these hoes they don't remember. Sitting off in class pants, holy in the scripture. Couldn't afford them J's, sold them corduroys was bent up. Other niggas say it, but for me it wasn't no criminal. Life on layaway, everything is tension. That's what niggas hate. Say why you switch the style up? I laugh right to the bank and watch the money pile up. Most of them are fake, just watch the way they down ya. Moral of the story, keep them whole niggas from round ya. Bitch, I ball, never fall. Bitch, I ball, never fall. With my dog, fuck the law, never fall. Bitch, I ball, never fall. With my dog, bitch, I ball, never fall. Bitch, I ball, never fall. With my dog, fuck the law, never fall. Bitch, I ball, never fall. With my dog, bitch, I ball, never fall. Bitch, I ball, never fall. With my dog, fuck the law, never fall. Bitch, I ball, never fall. With my dog, bitch, I ball, never fall. Bitch, I ball, never fall. With my dog, fuck the law, never fall. Bitch, I ball, never fall. With my dog, fuck the law.
what go on? It's the hardest working man in show business. Your boy King Fuse Lit, aka Rev, coming to you live tonight. How is everybody doing? Make sure when you come in the building, if this is your first time in the LitHoUsE, we have a rule called take your shoes off. Taking your shoes off is hitting the like button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit the like button when you come in the building and all that stuff, and subscribe to the channel. We call that bringing snacks to the LitHoUsE, because the LitHoUsE is a party. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to the New Media gang. Shout out to the New Media family. Shout out to the New Media Network. Our executive producer, J&J Video. One of our co-producers, DZ's Late Night Lounge. We see the brother and the sister in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. Talk it up in the like section. In the comments section. It's a Saturday night, so y'all already know we lit in this thing, man. Charlotte, North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, Florida, wherever you're listening from, you're welcome. You're welcome in the LitHoUsE tonight. Look, I need y'all to do me a quick favor. Y'all feel the vibes tonight. I need y'all to do a real quick favor for me, all right? Do me a favor and tell everybody that's not named DKM or Ball Don't Lie podcast or somebody in new media. Tell all them niggas that's not affiliated with us, stop stealing our shit, bro. Like, really, like, tell them stop stealing our shit. We work too hard, bro. So I need y'all to start going and telling these guys stop stealing our shit, man. Like, go to their comment section, go to their chat section, like they straight up thieves, bro. Like we travel all across the country. We send people all across the country. We're all across the country working hard as fuck. Tell them to stop stealing our shit, bro. Stop stealing our videos and putting their whack ass tags on our videos, bro. Like that shit is lame, and you lame as fuck if you support them. Like straight up and down. Like that shit is lame. I don't give a fuck. I ain't got no chills. We in the LitHoUsE tonight. Stop stealing our shit. We bust our ass to bring content to the people. We're in the arenas, we're in the practices, we're in the scrimmages, we're all across the country. We're spending our money. The channel's not monetized. Stop being a low-life piece of shit and stealing our shit. Because the moment we get banned and kicked out of these arenas because you're lame ass and you PC ass people that don't want to call them out, then we're the ones that suffer the consequences, not these lames that sitting behind a laptop all day and not going and putting in the actual work. Shout out to Vegan Knowledge. Shout out to Vegan Knowledge J&J. New Media Gang. Shout out to my brother St. Meese. No, I'm serious. I'm being dead serious tonight. Like I'm not playing. Like stop stealing our shit. Like it's simple. And if you're going to take it, look, it's one thing when we break in stories like the Exhibit 10, and y'all can say, okay, it's conjecture, and they guess the Exhibit 10. That's cool. Or we break the story of Jello being at training camp. Y'all know who it is, man. Y'all go to their lame ass channels. Y'all know who it is. I'm tired of talking about these dudes. I done buried these dudes this summer. Y'all know who it is. Because you know they ass ain't in North Carolina. You know they not in Charlotte. You know they not in Greensboro. Y'all don't see them nowhere. So y'all know who it is. If it ain't us, and somebody got the footage, they stole it. That's it. And I'm telling you, we worked too damn hard for this, y'all. We worked too hard for this. DKM coming all the way to America for this shit. I'm traveling all over the country. Like, bro, like we actually putting in the work. We actually putting in the work. So, and we not putting in work just so we can be, we put in the work. No, we're trying to set a template for other people that come behind us on how to rock. We actually setting a template of how to be professional and do this that we do. So we can come out of being in this quote unquote space where they can marginalize us. Yeah, man. Y'all need to call them out, man. Call them out when you see them. I didn't come on here to be PC tonight, man. I'm too damn tired. I'm too tired. Mr. Just Chill 25 ain't no snitch, man. So the people need to handle that. The people need to handle that. And if y'all don't want to handle that, then you'll lose the inside content. Because I'm not about to be traveling all over the world for the people, by the people, and the people don't protect the people. I'm one of y'all. I came out the chat section just like y'all. I'm not no gatekeeper. I came out the chat section just like y'all. So the people need to ride for what we're doing. Well, we put the new media stamp on the last video, and dude just put he rather get a Greensboro Swarm credit than a black business, quote unquote. It's ridiculous, man. Shout out to our brother Mozart in the building today, filming, being a professional, working hard, getting up early in the morning, leaving his family, coming to the arena to work hard on behalf of the people. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to the real heroes, man. Shout out to my brother Barchin down there, a real life hero out there telling people the uncomfortable truth. Shout out to NLE Chakra. Shout out to BZ the Great. So yeah, man, I gotta put it out there, man. I'm not PC with you dudes. Like I don't care nothing about you, bro. Like I don't care nothing about you. We ain't got no friendships. We ain't got no relationships. You're a fully developed loser to me. You're a fully developed loser to me. Don't come on my stream talking about, yeah, we had personal relationships. We talk about these. I don't care about that. You're a lame. You're a lame, bro. You're a lame. So anybody that's out there doing it, because I saw a lot of young brothers and sisters that was out there in the arena, they were doing their own thing. Shout out to them for actually making effort to build content, to make it respected in the game. Make it respected in the game, to do it the real way, the hard way. Nah, Malay, we didn't say nothing about the same topic. I'm not going to explain myself too many times. I said taking the footage. I mean, come on, it's Jello Ball. None of us own Liangelo Ball. Everybody can talk about Liangelo Ball. We want everybody to talk about Liangelo Ball. But do not credit the people that are working hard. Do not credit the people that are working hard and then steal your videos and pretend like they're not the source. So I want you to understand clearly, Malay. I don't want you to think that we're saying that people can't cover Jello. No, cover Jello. Everybody cover Jello. Everybody cover, the Ball brothers, man. Lift them brothers up. No, I ain't got no problem with that. But don't say you don't mess with DKM. You don't mess with new media. You don't mess with this and that. And then you steal the people's footage. Come on, bro. That's terrible. And shout out to you, Juan. I would have loved to see. And thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. But you could have came up, brother. We was having fun over there. You saw us, man. We was having fun. We was having fun. I mean, if you saw us, Juan, we was having a good time. It was exciting. Jello was balling out. The people of Greensboro were amazing people. They were amazing people. Brother Mozart did an excellent job today. He did an excellent job today, filming and being professional, not getting in the way of anybody doing their job. So shout out to our brother Mozart for the hard work that he was doing today, man. So much respect and honor to him for going out there and doing what he needed to do. And even those other, because Juan, if you were there, I'm sure you know there were other cameramen there. There were other people there that were working, man. Shout out to all of those people. Anybody that's trying to get up and make something of themselves and do something positive in this space, man. I big them all up, but I don't big up blood-sucking leeches. I don't know. No, because once again, it gives us a bad name and it gives the people a bad name, and it makes those younger kids that are there doing this stuff on their cameras, it makes their job so much harder to try to do it because all of these restrictions are put in place because of blood-sucking leeches. And shout out to Cordell Corlett. DKM has already added watermarks, and those watermarks have been refused and removed and altered. And it's not, man, look, we shouldn't have to do no watermarks, bro. Like you should have to do. I don't go on none of that dude's videos. You know what I'm saying? I feel how I feel about the man. I feel about his videos. I don't even mess with his channel. I don't care what's going on over there. I don't listen to him. I don't watch him. He got his own thing. He doing his thing. Let him do his thing. But for me personally, I'm not putting no watermark on no video, bro. Like, if you that kind of lame, you gonna do that? I know. I'm just gonna call you out. I'm gonna just call you out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not putting no damn watermark on nothing. I'm gonna call you out, and y'all just gonna have to deal with your favorite YouTuber or one of your favorite YouTubers getting embarrassed. That's what it's gonna be. But I'm not no police, man. That's not who I am. What I'm putting watermarks on him for. It's obvious where you got the footage from. So I'm not about to butcher the video by putting this ugly ass watermark just to get credit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, yeah, putting someone on putting a watermark on there ain't gonna change nothing. What's gonna change it is you all. If enough of y'all start speaking up and telling the truth, like Will Smith said on Concussion, tell the truth. Where you got the footage from, that'll stop it because he ain't gonna want to give us credit for nothing. So the people got to do their job. When you're working for the people, you got to rely on the people to support the people. That's what it is, man. Y'all run the likes up. Y'all run the likes up. I'm about to bring DKM in a minute, but I wanted to say this. I wanted to say this, and I'm glad we in the LitHoUsE. I don't give a damn about none of that. I don't care nothing about none of that, bro. Like this, if I gotta be the martyr for this standard to be set, so that the guys who come behind me and the young ladies that come behind me and these young kids that are 14, 15-year-old that I see at the arenas that are trying to launch their YouTube page, trying to launch their media page, they deserve a space where they can do this without a blood-sucking leeches, in their chats, in their comment section, denying their work, then taking their work from them. That's lame as hell. That's lame as hell. So nah, I'll be whatever. I'll be your Huckleberry, man. Malaya says, I understand where you're coming from because I would not want people to steal my footage that I work hard for. That's all we asking, man. Especially if you don't rock with us. If you don't rock with us, you know, we got members of the family. Brother Mozart, hell of a cameraman, hell of an editor. He did a lot of work today. And before we use this footage, I reached out to Brother Mozart. I said, hey, Brother Mozart, do you mind if we use your footage? That's how you deal in business. And that brother's a part of new media. But even then, I had to ask that brother. I was like, yo, do you mind if we use your footage? Because that's that man hard work and effort. He woke up early in the morning doing that. So, yeah, I just wanted to make that statement, man. Because it's going to get worse for y'all before it get better. Greensboro just the start of it. Charlotte's just the start of it. Like you might see us at the Super Bowl this year. You never know. You might see us at the NBA Finals. You never know. So this is just the beginning, bro. We told y'all back when y'all said we was capping, and it ain't bragging if it's true. Back when y'all said we was capping, we told y'all we was going to be in Vegas. Y'all didn't believe us. We told y'all about the Exhibit 10. Y'all didn't believe us. We told y'all we was going to be courtside in Charlotte. Y'all didn't believe us. We told y'all we saw Jello in the personnel room. Y'all didn't believe us. We told y'all we saw Money Making Mitch Kupchak. Y'all didn't believe us. We told y'all we was going to be in Greensboro. Y'all didn't believe us. So the next thing, when we at the Super Bowl and we at the NBA Finals and all of this, what, you going to steal that too? So I'm going to keep it G real. Shout out to my twin. He hit you with the goddamn Dora the Explorer. Swiping, no swiping. Nah. I'm going to be real with you, Mr. Just Chill 25, and I respect your opinion, brother. Nah, see what it is he too fragile, man. He weak-minded. So if enough of y'all come over there, he ain't going to be able to deal with it. He weak. So he's not going to be able to deal with that. If the people start speaking, he ain't going to be able to deal with it. He's going to have to go do another LaVar interview or something. But he won't be able to deal with the people calling him out saying, yo, you stealing this from somebody you said was not credible. Make it make sense. How are we not credible? You stealing our stuff. That don't make sense. That's like me jonesing on this man's channel, and then I turn around and steal half his video. What? I thought we weren't credible. So why are you taking somebody who's not credible? Why are you taking their videos? That makes no sense. If we're not credible, why are you taking our videos? Mr. Just Chill 25. What I understand about the Ballverse, they're all about saving face. It's not regular. The Ballverse is not regular YouTube. It's all about public image, how people think, you know, what the people are going to think about you if you look clouded. If people start knowing that a person is not clouded or they see that they stealing stuff, them jokers would rather jump off a damn cliff into a pool full of alcohol and razor blades before they let y'all know that they ain't got no clout. They would rather do that, for real. It's all about the perception of clout. And what president we said over here is, it wasn't about clout. It's about actually putting your money where your mouth is and doing the work. See, now no one can say, oh, well, y'all making money off the Ball brothers. Y'all making money off of this or that, because we spending more money than we making covering this shit. You understand? It's actual real work when you got to go out there and you got to actually put in work. It ain't sitting behind the computer just stealing people's shit. You got to get out, got to get to know the people, got to talk to the people, got to be in the arena, got to be respectful in the arena, got to deal with the politics of the arena. Like this is real right here. This ain't no YouTube. So it's deeper. But these relationships are good because these relationships help us build a community where the YouTube community has to be respected now for more than just fan channels. So it's a good problem to have. Did the Bulls win? I saw Lonzo was having a good game. All right, I want to welcome my guy onto the panel, DKM, and we're going to talk about Greensboro and Liangelo Ball. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good, bro. Doing good after an eventful day of editing, streaming, Saturdays, Halloween. I'm seeing everyone I know out Halloween parties, this and that. Nah, today. My Saturday was 2 streams and a video. What about yourself?
Same thing, man. I see you working, man. You one of the hardest working men in show business. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Hold on, the Bulls winning by 13 against the Jazz. That's a good win. That's a good win. All right, let's get started. I see Lonzo 4 for 10, 11 points, man. Oh God, I'm not gonna start. All right. So energy in the building. Okay. All right, brother Train. The people that were there, they were very excited about Liangelo Ball, Very excited about Liangelo Ball. Very excited, very ecstatic about Liangelo Ball. Excited to see him actually play. There was a lot of people there, you know what I mean? A lot of people, well, not a lot of people there, but a good turnout for a G League team. Positive energy, loving city, southern city, but a loving city. Fans seem like diehard fans. They know about their team. They know about the importance of the Swarm as far as the team that builds talent and takes people from the G League and actually gives them a chance in the NBA. They know these players. Like it's not like, okay, we just here for Liangelo. To be real with you, they know the players on the team. The staff was professional. The staff was cool. They were very helpful. They helped us. They pretty much helped us in and told us where to sit and told us about some things that they were doing in the season. The vibe was just good vibes. It was good vibes. It was a lot. It was relaxed. I'll say that it was relaxed. But this is the flip side of things, and this is why PR goes a long way. And brother Train, you're gonna understand more than anyone else on this stream, probably. To the rest of America, everybody doesn't know the Ball family. Like they've heard of the Ball family, but a lot of them just remember them from headline news. You know what I'm saying? LaMelo signs to the Hornets. They had a Facebook reality show. LaVar Ball, Big Baller Brand. Some of the other stories. Liangelo in China. Liangelo, Donald Trump. Like this is what the average American knows them as. So the turnout is not going to be what we would think in the YouTube space until the product matches the hype. You understand what I'm saying, DKM?
I completely understand what you're saying. It makes absolute sense. To the average NBA fan, you know what I mean? It's like they know who they are, but they don't care about no G League practice. You know what I mean?
Right. So what happened today, I think the best thing that happened today is those people that were there, they're going to go back out and tell people in the city, because Liangelo performed so good, and we'll get into that in a minute. He performed so good. Now it goes, oh, man, it's the South. You know what I mean? I grew up in the South. So it's gonna be like this. Oh man, you know Melo, brother. He playing for the Swarm. What? Who Lonzo? I thought Lonzo was with the Bulls. No. The other one, Jello. Yeah, man, that boy Jello can shoot that ball now. Yeah, he played for the Swarm. Oh, the Swarm got tickets on sale. Yeah, they like $5. Shit, I'm gonna go to a game. That's how that works. You see what I'm saying? If Jello would have came out today and it would have been a stinker, then leaving the arena, it would have been, oh, well, the reason why he on the team because his brother. So this is why it's the best case scenario for Liangelo, because it actually gives him a chance to establish his own identity on a winning team or on a G League team where he can actually be the star of the team. That's not far-fetched. That's not far-fetched. What were your takeaways from the earlier stream, DKM, and what you saw just in the early moments?
Of the stream we did earlier?
Yeah.
I was surprised with how fast Jello looked. And I mean, if we're just talking about his game, he looked a lot like a Ball brother. And I'm not talking about him specifically. I'm talking about his other two brothers. Like, I saw stuff I've not really seen from Jello before, if we're being honest. I didn't know he could pass like that. At this level. We didn't see that in Summer League. We didn't see that in Detroit or OKC Blue because we never got the insight. We never got to see what Jello was like at these practices with these G League teams. We never properly got to see how he was, coping in Detroit. We never properly, really, I mean, we got whispers of it and we reported it, but at the end of the day, we're just taking other people at their word saying he was killing in practice among some of those same people in the gym today at the Summer League tryouts. So to actually get like some kind of insight into what Jello can be like, when free, I want to say the camera's off. Obviously there was cameras, but there wasn't pressure. There was a light crowd. I mean, he's used to performing in front of people. So I was overall the whole experience today. I mean, I felt a part of it, and this is what we do, and this is why it's not even credit, bro. It's just in a sense I wouldn't say we're seeking validation or seeking appreciation, just the hypocritical aspect of it all, in regards to what we do. We got tired of waiting on other people, people who are in these arenas and whatnot, not giving the people what they wanted to see. So we took it upon ourselves to go to the arena and get the Jello footage that everyone wanted to see. My stream had like 10,000 views in 2 hours, bro. That's the demand of the people, and that's what's interesting, Rev. And I think about this a lot, and a lot of people outside the ball space don't quite like get this. It's like there's a large percentage of ball fans that aren't really NBA fans, that are kind of like basketball fans, and they're more in it to follow the story of the Ball brothers. They're invested in Liangelo, the personality from the reality show, the underdog story. They want to see him succeed because it's as if the thing it's like spread out. People are in on this story in Australia, people are in on it in Europe, the UK, Chino Hills, California. But right there in Greensboro, you got the opportunity to go there and attend the practice. And there was a decent turnout, don't get me wrong, and I'm sure the turnout was significantly better than what it would have been had Liangelo Ball not been there, but it doesn't quite add up. There's 10,000 people on a live stream, 50 people at the arena. So that goes to, in a sense, highlight like how global this thing is. And, it's a community of people. It's a niche. It's a tight-knit community in regards to the Ballverse, but it's spread all out. It's not in one demographic. Like usually when it comes to like a certain fan base, it's fairly local. The Greensboro Swarm, prior to Liangelo and the whole Ball thing, the majority of their fans are going to be diehard Greensboro people, people that maybe lived in the city. You're not going to get someone from outside Greensboro that, supports the Greensboro Swarms G League affiliate. You know what I mean? So with the Ballverse, it does in a sense contextualize and put it into perspective that a lot of this is internet, and it doesn't feel real at times when you see it. And I've been to games before. I've experienced it myself. When I went to the BBB All-American game in Vegas, I traveled from the UK to this BBB All-American game in Vegas. All the hype, all these videos leading up to it, Ball is Life, everyone, talking about who's going to be there. One of the McDaniels brothers and Severe Wheeler, who ended up winning MVP, Melo Ball, Jermaine Jackson was there, LaVar was there, Jello was there, all these different people. I go to the arena, this big 20,000 capacity Orleans Arena in Las Vegas, and half the seats ain't even pulled down, like it's just the bottom rows, damn near every seat's courtside. So it puts into perspective that what a lot of people think the Ballverse is, and what like the clout and the hype that we see on the internet, a lot of it is just internet, and it ain't really real life. Do you know what I mean by that, Rev?
Nah, I do, and what you're touching on a topic that, like I said, bro, I know, like you are in an area in a space at the top of this thing where you don't really have to go out your way to address this, but I have to, because I wouldn't be real to everybody that comes behind us if I do not do this. It is so many politics that goes along with being in media. It's so many guidelines and stipulations, So when we go out here, we're representing the ball community, we're representing the YouTube community. The reason why we have to address the quote unquote credit is because if used wrong, it can destroy it for everyone. One of the reasons why it is so hard to get credentialed as a quote unquote YouTuber is because of people like that. Like, really, like even today, a situation happened with some conversations where you got to make sure that guidelines are followed, because if not, then you could fall into the space of a YouTuber. That's the worst thing you could do, is be a YouTuber and try to get credentials. And somebody has to change that, man. And the only way you can change that is through hard work and effort. That's the thing that stood out in, oh my God. Check this point out, DCam. In Vegas, what stood out to me the most, those were NBA fans converted into ball fans. A lot of those people weren't ball fans from the internet. A lot of those people were people who fell in love with LaMelo's Rookie of the Year season, so they were supporting him based off that. Like Corey, we bring Corey on all the time. Corey talks about how he wasn't a ball fan. Like he didn't really believe in them like that. You know what I mean? But after seeing LaMelo's rookie year, now he's like, okay, it makes you want to root for Liangelo. It makes you want to root for Lonzo. So I know exactly what you're saying. It doesn't always translate to real life because, okay, if I'm being real, I was expecting more of a turnout. Based off what I see online, based off what I see on YouTube, I was expecting more of a turnout. But I understood it. I didn't get down by that because I said to myself, hey, this is good for Liangelo because this gives Liangelo a chance to build his own base. Like Michael Jordan when he went to the Birmingham Barons, or some of these other guys like Tim Tebow, when Tim Tebow goes to a small farm team for baseball and how the community comes out because they want to see Tim Tebow. That's good for Tim Tebow's branding long term. So for Jello, it's a wonderful opportunity because he can make a real impact in the Greensboro area. He can do the same things that LaMelo is doing in Charlotte. He can really, if he wanted to push the brand, he could push the brand outside the arena in a way where it gives people a different look on the brand from what they got from national media. There's so many things you can do in an area like that. There's so many young people you can inspire in a place like that, that it's the perfect spot for Jello, being right down the street from Charlotte. It's only about really 80 miles, maybe 70 miles. So it's like, yeah, seeing how it doesn't always translate to real life. What would you attribute that to? What do you attribute that to, DCam?
The youth among, I'd say a lot of it's international. Like a lot of these people I speak to, right? Like let's just say the fan pages on Instagram, for instance. I've had conversations with a lot of them, and I'm like, "Oh, where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from Rotterdam in the Netherlands." "Oh, I'm from Sydney, Australia." Obviously, you got me, DKM, from Scotland. You know, I do think the Ball family have a very global base, and like for a lot of people, it can be as simple as, you know, they've never been to the States before. A Team USA basketball team pulled up to a local arena in their country, aka the JBA USA squad. One of the guys won NBA Rookie of the Year. You know, he was going to be a top pick in the draft. I've seen him live. He put on a show. I want to follow this guy. The more you indulge into it in the YouTube space, you know, like just the funny LaVar interviews or whatever. So I think a lot of it is the younger demographic, and quite honestly, for a lot of people, it's more convenient to just sit at home and wait for a YouTuber to summarize the whole thing than, you know, invest your own money, taking a day out, you know, to go see it in person, you know? I mean, people are interested. People are, I think it's a case of people being interested in keeping up with it, but is it worth going out of your way to go see live? You know what I mean? Other than if you live in Greensboro, it's an open practice. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like you could be a fan of Liangelo yourself, right? You could be like the biggest Liangelo fan, and you watch all his stuff online. You might not have a friend you're able to sell on. Yo, let's travel an hour up the road from Charlotte to go see Jello, you know? Like to go see a G League practice. So I think the younger demographic of a lot of these fans, the international base is a big reason for that. Um and I guess sometimes internet success doesn't translate to real life success. But it's strange considering the hardcore and the passion and of the fan base, you know? Like we aren't
Right,
talking about like
right.
this is coming on 4 or 5 years. People want to hear these man's every move. You know, they want to know everything. They want to see little 10-second clips of them tying their shoelaces in the new jersey when they just joined the team. So I don't
Well,
know what to put that on.
it's definitely a phenomenon. It's definitely a phenomenon. I mean, you can see LaMelo's impact in Charlotte. Like you can see that. You can see LaMelo's impact in Charlotte. Um, I don't know if that was the case when I went last year. I saw it, but not as prevalent. You know what I'm saying? So I think you almost have to have an NBA stamp of superstar approval for the average everyday American really to, you know what I'm saying, look at you like one of those guys. Because I've talked to other people about this, like how conversations I've seen in the ballverse, like if you go to the average barbershop, like they don't like it's the average African American barbershop or African barbershop, whatever you want to call it. Um, it's not the same as the ballverse conversation. Like they're not viewed in the same way, you know. So I knew it was a disconnect. Vegas was the first time I saw it. You know what I mean? Like
Like
saw it
in real life.
in real life, because I was like, damn, like like I remember when the jersey numbers came out, and I remember all of us were up in arms, like, oh, it's no way that LaMelo's jersey, and in the All Star voters, no way, no way. But when you start seeing it in real time, you can kind of say, okay, well maybe it's just because I've been in this space called a ballverse. Maybe this is why I'm not seeing things for what they are, you know. But I do think it's changing with LaMelo's performances, with Lonzo performing like he's performing in Chicago, and Jello's gonna win over a lot of people. Let's talk about the basics of the day. Let's not talk about the have not. Let's talk about the have. And first off, what he had on, he wore the gray practice jersey. He had the gray practice jersey on. The 13 Jordans. He was just relaxed. He was loose. He was loose. He was smiling. He was happy to be there. You could tell he was happy to be there. His teammates enjoyed him. It was such a great blessing for them guys to play together in summer league and get a chance to gel in summer league. Because they were it was like they were happy to be back together,
Right.
Like they were just happy to be back together. Scotty Lewis Jr. seemed so relaxed, man. He seemed so relaxed. He seemed like it looked like he wasn't disappointed to be in Greensboro at all. It looked like he was excited, man. They got a young coach, energetic coach, a young staff. Jello seemed like he had found a home. Like I remember, a shout out to Raphael Haynes of the 3-point conversion. I remember he posted a press conference from this summer. And this summer they were asking Jello about Charlotte. And Jello was saying Charlotte is the only NBA team he's been to so far that wants to see him succeed and wants to see him win. You can see it all over his face when he's on the court. Like in warm-ups, he was loose and relaxed, and he was throwing people's lobs and, just smiling at the fans. He was just in a great, great spirit. The team was in a great, great spirit. Cam Magruder looked like he was happy to be there. Scotty Lewis looked like he was happy to be there. Xavier Sneed looked like a seasoned guy that had been through it. Koboka looked like a seasoned guy that had been through it. So it was just a lot of, they got a family-like vibe for a G League team, because I've watched some G League teams, and it looks like the guy is ready to get out there the next day, like it's a prison sentence. You know what I mean? Let's just get these games over with and let me get out of here. Or if somebody signs me overseas to a higher contract, I'm out of here the first thing smoking. But now those guys really seem to relish in the opportunity to be in front of the fans. I don't know if they were because the Swarm haven't played in 2 years because of COVID. I don't know what it was, but they just seemed very appreciative to play in front of the fans. He was loose doing warm-ups. He was smiling. He was happy. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all come in here. It's DCam and Rev. We're cooking tonight on Liangelo in Greensboro. And then the game started. Well, no, they did a shooting drill first. And during the shooting drill, he only missed one shot. He only missed one shot. And it became apparent to me quickly, okay, this is my second time seeing this guy shoot the ball live. Shout out to my brother Swag Buzz. All of your information for Swag Football, man. I love brother Swag Buzz. I love his channel. It just reminds me of a good feeling, man, from back in the day, really. Sometimes that dude's content, it kind of brings me to an emotional spot in my childhood. I'm gonna leave it alone. But good. I'm so glad to see what he's doing on his channel, because Swag Football needs to be covered. And those brothers and sisters that are in the SWAC business, they need to be respected, because there's a lot of great athletes and a lot of great programs out there that don't get a lot of light shed on them. So shout out to Swag Buzz. It just reminds me of being at Crampton Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama, and going to the Turkey Day Classic and stuff like that. So shout out to that brother, man. But yeah, man. So yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I realized when I saw him shooting, DCam, yo, this dude is an NBA shooter. We can't marginalize him no more. We can't just say he's a shooter. No, he has a bro. If he was on the Charlotte Hornets and he was comfortable, Jello probably shoots 40% this year. Easy. Like he shoots threes like some guys shoot layups. He is a professional shooter. Like, because this wasn't just catch the ball and shoot, stand around the perimeter. No, this was an NBA drill. It was a pass and go drill. Pass, go, flare to the shot. You know how Steph Curry scores the majority of his points, how he passes it and he vacates to the open spot?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that drill was. And Liangelo was drilling everything. Everyone else was struggling to get a rhythm, but Liangelo was drilling every shot. And I was like, God damn, this dude is not just he can shoot stationary, like he can move and shoot. So I was like, man, could you imagine that on the Hornets? That's what brought him back in the game last night when Gordon Hayward started running off those screens. And it was so odd to see because Charlotte doesn't run a lot of offense like that, where they're setting screens for guys to catch and shoot. So I was like, damn, I definitely see where he has a role. And shout out to Millie Rock Mike. Shout out to Twin. But yeah, man. So I saw him cooking and warm-ups and then the game started, and he shot his first 2 threes. And I'm thinking he's playing with the reserve unit. But his team, the reserve unit, ended up looking better than the starters. He missed his first 2 threes. Then he started running the court and filling the lanes. And one of the questions I had for him in Summer League was, can he lay the ball up in traffic? Can he lay the ball up in transition? And his first 2 buckets were finger rolls at the rim on fast breaks. So I was like, okay, well, he's going to eat off that because he can get easy buckets that way. So then he started displaying a skill I don't think anyone knew he had, which is the Ball family passing ability. Now, it's not super flashy like LaMelo. It's not as accurate as Lonzo, but it's a mix of both. Because the first pass he threw was a no-look shovel pass to a big, and he missed the layup. And that caught me and Mozart's attention. We were like, whoa. And Mozart was like, oh, the Ball family gene, it travels. You know? And then after the break in action, he comes down and on a fast break, he has a wide open layup. And instead of shooting the layup, he throws it off the glass for an electric finish for his teammate. What was your impression of Liangelo's passing today, D-Gam?
I was surprised to see, like, and it'll be incredible if he can do this at the G League level. Listen, we've not seen Liangelo in a very long time. We don't know what aspects of his game has improved because he's not had a opportunity to consistently show on a regular basis. Like the last time we saw Liangelo in like a big role was obviously the JBA USA. And that to me was more so just to score as many points as possible for Jello. That was his role. It wasn't really, as much as I do give more props and value the competition that they played over there, the overseas teams, more than the average person would. The way the Team USA was playing, it wasn't necessarily like an organized basketball setting. A realistic role for what it might look like in the NBA was what we saw from him in Summer League. But that doesn't mean he's just restricted to the role that he had with the Summer League team, which was basically just hit threes and space the floor and play hard defense. Like, we don't know what Jello can do now in 2021 as like one of the star players on the team, as one of the main options. And in this scrimmage, there's a lot of good guys in this scrimmage. There's good players, like athletes that, like you could take some guys from that scrimmage and throw them in like some of the most iconic dunk contests of all time, and they'd give you some 50s. Like, maybe your GOAT, maybe some of your favorite players, you might have to rewrite their history a little bit because it wouldn't seem as impressive, because what those guys were doing back then, these guys in that gym today were doing. The little elbow and the rim and whatnot. So there's a whole lot of athletes in the gym. There's a whole lot of just really good players, and whether you're NBA material or not, whether you end up in the league, these are some of the best basketball players in the world that are on the brink of making the NBA. And Jello's one of those guys. He's in a gym with one of those guys, and he was just balling in every aspect of the game. He was grabbing rebounds, he was shooting well, he was getting to the basket, scoring layups, he was passing, he was throwing lobs. He looked way more than just a spot up shooter. And I guess with this G League team, what could be interesting is, maybe seeing Liangelo in a bigger role. Like a lot of people coming into this just assume that because we've got lots of the same faces from Summer League, that it's just going to be a repeat of Summer League, basically, minus James Booknight and a few others. But if Jello's like doing this, like what he was doing in practice today, like there's no saying how far up in the pecking order he could be in. I tell you what, if he continues to play like he did today and he shows any of that stuff from the attacking the basket, from the way he was passing the ball in transition, to throwing lobs and whatnot, and carrying that confidence about him, if he can do that consistently in the G League this season, there's some players on a two-way contract who he look better than. He might end up taking their spots. And what's interesting, Rev, is we were talking about this off air, is like, where does Jello begin with this team? Like, not just in regards to Liangelo, like, well, what's the makeup for this team? Because I think this Greensboro Swarm team for G League standards is going to be really good. I think this is a good G League squad. I think they're a playoff team. And I'm not sure about the competition and what other teams have, but what I do know is there's a lot of good players on this G League team. And guys that you and I both knew well before our summer league, well before our ballverse and things of that nature. I've known of some of these guys since high school. So I guess to transition on to the next part, like what do you think of the rest of this team, this Greensboro team?
I think it's some things that they are missing. But this team is overall athletic as hell, and I'm gonna make a controversial statement. I don't know what the status of DJ Carton is. I don't know. But Ikeni Udubo looks better than him. Like, I'm just being real at the point guard. Like, he was feeding Jello, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, not
Right.
just Jello. He was getting everybody involved. The little point guard, number 9, the smaller point guard. Like, he just looked like, to me, a more competent point guard than DJ Carton. DJ Carton looked like a guy that's very athletic and he can provide some things for you defensively. But if you want a guy to run your team, like, I was worried with Jello coming to the Swarm. I was like, and shout out to Via Knowledge. She got a new video out. Y'all go subscribe to her channel and check her out. What I was concerned with Greensboro is, okay, DJ Carton does not seem to be a distributing guard. How is everybody going to eat? Number 9, man, Kenny was feeding everybody, man. So I was like, man, this guy can make everything go. And, you got athletes all up and down the court. You got Cam Magruder. Athletic is all get out. Needs to develop in the other areas of his game, but athletic enough to go out there, get some rebounds, play hard-nosed defense. You got Tyree White, which is the guy who put his elbow in the rim in the dunk competition. Amazing athleticism. Absolutely amazing athleticism. Amazing athleticism. Really stood out to me. Was able to score with ease around the basket. Scotty Lewis looked a lot more comfortable, looked like he could score at will on a G League level. Willie Snead, smooth release, able to shoot the ball. JT Thor is a man amongst boys in the G League. He's going to be able to get to his spot whenever he wants to. Vernon Carey was showing the range from 3. Like, the team looks like a damn good team, The thing about the G League, that team looks young. What you're going to see in the G League is a lot of NBA veterans that don't have a chance in the NBA anymore. So it's going to be a game of youth versus experience. What do you think about that? Yo. I don't know if you're on mute.
Yeah, I apologize. I've done it again. I'm almost on mute. So I was typing away. Didn't want to interrupt what you were saying. But yeah, I've done some research real quick to get your guy up on the screen. He averaged 10, 4, and 3 as a senior last year at Elon Phoenix University. So, that's a point. That's your guy, number 9 right there, 6 feet. Does a little bit of everything. What I think's interesting about this team is, and JT Thor, we're going to get to him because he kind of complicates things in a sense. You're mentioning athleticism on the bench. Realistically, Tyree White, did you say? It's gonna guy put his elbow in the rim. Realistically, he's gonna be coming off the bench. You know, Cameron McGriff, he did the windmill for Jello's lob and transition. That's another athlete. He's got length. You know, he's got at the very least, D1 NBA measurables. If he can round out his game and develop, you know, that's a guy who could be a wing in the NBA. You know, he's got some work to do, but there's definitely potential there on the athleticism and the measurables alone. And, you know, you get a consistent outside shot, you got a job in the NBA if you're Cameron McGriff. Jalen Crutcher, you know, that was a guy who played for the Bucks at Summer League, averaged 5 a game, you know. That's a championship winning team's development program. Okay, he's with the Swarm now, but that's another guy that's, you know, of some credibility. None of those guys right there I mentioned are likely to be in the starting lineup. Now, I don't know DJ Carton's status. I don't know if he's gone elsewhere. I'm just going to assume for now that maybe COVID restrictions held him back or something. So right now we're going to assume he's on the team. I'm thinking about this lineup, right? The thing I keep coming back to is whether or not LaMelo Ball's going to start. The reason I say that, and JT Thor is going to become relevant in a minute, is you've basically, let's assuming DJ Carton's with the team, you can pencil in your backcourt being DJ Carton and Scottie Lewis. Scottie Lewis's athleticism is absolutely off the rails. He has one of the best high school mixtapes I've seen. You watch that stuff, you'll probably think he's the second coming to Jordan. You go on his basketball reference, you check his efficiency, and you check his numbers at Florida State, I believe. You're going to think, this guy's athleticism and not much else. Regardless, the G League are using him as a semi-poster child. Like, they think this guy's going to kill. They think he's going to go crazy. And at the very least, we know, you know, whether Scottie Lewis is a star at the G League level or not, he's going to be interesting and he's going to be good to watch and excitement. That's another incredible athlete on this team right there. I would pencil in them to DJ Carton and Scottie Lewis as your, you know, your point guard and your shooting guard. Vernon Carey absolutely dominated in the G League bubble last season. I'm going to get his stats up right now and read it out to you guys because he obviously a second round pick guy out of Duke. Last season he averaged 16 and 9, and that's while sharing the front court with Nick Richards, who's now with the team. You know, Vernon Carey hit a bunch of threes as well. You know, decent percentage. Guys, a shoe in at the center position, and that leaves you with the 3 and 4 available. Now, Rev, Wikipedia has JT Thor listed as a power forward. I remember you saying off the record you think he's more of a 3. And this is obviously relevant when it comes to Liangelo Ball, because what you were saying is JT Thor is the star of the team, you know, most likely. He looks like a man amongst boys, and we've joked on the channel that he needs a max contract in the G League. Heck, you're saying he looks too good for the G League now, so I assume he's going to start. If you're the coach, right, forget Liangelo, forget the rest of the roster, where do you think JT Thor's best position is?
You got to start him at the 3. He's too light and ass for the 4. He's too light. You got to start him at the 3. He's a matchup nightmare. He can get to the rim whenever he wants to. He needs to work on his handles a little bit, but just his stride is so long he can get to the rim whenever he wants to. He looks a lot stronger in G League than he looked at Vegas. Also, when I was leaving the arena the other night, I saw JT Thor in there after the game, after the loss to the Celtics. He was in there getting shots up in the practice facility. So the guy is motivated. He's working hard. He's determined. I don't think he stays in Greensboro long. Liangelo at the G League level, I probably run Liangelo at 2. I want to see what he got.
Well,
Can he be a JJ Redick like Brother Bertrand said? Can he be that? The way he was shooting off those screens today, I don't see why not. He's going to have to lose some more weight, though, honestly, if he's going to play that position. Because guys like Ray Allen and JJ Redick, they run marathons in a season. They run, like I remember I was watching this like small sports documentary on the number of miles that Ray Allen runs a season, just running off of screens, him and guys like Steph. So Liangelo will have to be highly conditioned to do that. And he'll probably have to drop at least 15 more pounds and get his body down a little bit lower so he can sustain running that much throughout a season. But I think I want to see Liangelo at the 2 spot. He's not going to start over JT Thor.
Okay, now that's where we have an issue, though. This is what I'm saying in regards to at least the beginning of the season. If DJ Carton's on the team, DJ Carton's starting at the 1. Scotty Lewis, would you run Scotty Lewis at the 1?
No way.
Okay, so this is where the issue is, and this is why JT Thor is so key, and I was thinking about this. Perhaps you have a different opinion. Me personally, I'm not running Jello at the 4.
No way.
Do you agree?
No way.
So if Jello's going to start for this team, the only position really for him to start is at the 3. And JT Thor, you know, regardless of who might be better in the moment or whatever, the Hornets invested draft capital in JT Thor. He is going to be one of the priorities. His development is going to be a priority for the Greensboro Swarm. He's one of those guys, you know, that got sent down there. Okay, we want to see this guy improve. We want to see him get reps. We want this guy to come back, you know, whenever we call him back up to be better. If he's going to be at the 3, that's going to take away from Liangelo. And the issue, I guess, is, so if that's, you know, we're looking at our starting lineup right now, we've got DJ Carton at the 1, assuming he's there. Scotty Lewis at the 2, because you and I both agree he ain't no point guard. JT Thor is going to be at the 3. Vernon Carey is going to be at the 5. Arnoldas Koboka technically is ahead of Liangelo in the pecking order, simply on the fact he's on a 2-way contract. And it would probably make more sense for him, you know, because of his height, to start ahead of Liangelo, because he's 6'9". They're both kind of shooters, you know. The difference is that Koboka's 6'9", and, you know, at the power forward, height's going to matter. So, I mean, if my house and my savings depended on it, I would probably think Jello at the very least is going to start the season, unless you want to play JT Thor at the 4. If they play JT Thor at the 4 and Vernon Carey at center, then I can see Liangelo starting. But with JT Thor, I mean, he's going to be one of the main guys, you know what I mean? And that's going to be, I don't know if you would. I understand maybe at points in the game, and Charlotte loves to do this anyway, so I have no doubt they will do it. Play Jello at the 4 at times, but in terms of the starting lineup, you know, when you've got all these athletes and these tall guys, like I can see them going for height and starting Koboka, Carey, Carton, Lewis, and Thor, and Jello at the very least starting the season off the bench. I mean, do you expect them to start season?
Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, hell no, man.
I mean, where does he start? That's the thing.
But I can see them doing it for ticket sales, maybe. But I think the starting lineup, I don't think Carton is there, bro. Like I didn't see Carton nowhere. I didn't see him anywhere. No pun intended. I didn't even see him on a milk carton. Like I didn't see him. So I don't know if he's there. I didn't see him injured. I didn't see him sitting on the bench supporting teammates. I didn't see him. So I don't know if he's there. If Carton isn't there, then there's a chance Jello starts. But even then, I don't think he starts. Swag Buzz says he thinks Thor is a 4. I think he's a 4 in the future, like maybe 6 years from now. But right now, he's a 3. He's too. You can't play the 4. He's too small. They might.
Can he play the 4 in the G League though?
I think you want to prepare him for what he's going to play in the NBA. Why play him at the? Yeah, why play him at the 4 in the G League? Then he go back to the NBA and go back to the 3, and he's not prepared. So I don't know. Ryan Hutton says Jello will come off the bench. I agree with that. A-Pain the Savage says, I think we look, and Barcher says, I'm sorry, Brother Blue Flame says, if Jello can play the 2, then it's a wrap. A-Pain the Savage says, I think we're looking at this all wrong. Jello has a unique style for his body type, for example. I don't know what that is, bro. Doctor Smile, I don't know what that is. Swag Buzz says he's not skilled enough for the 3, in my opinion. He ain't big enough for the 4 though, Swag. So I don't know. But I'm thinking the starting lineup is, if DJ Carton is there, DJ Carton, Scotty Lewis Jr., Xavier Sneed. They might run JT Thor at the 4 and Vernon Carey Jr. at the 5.
You think Sneed is going to start over Jello?
Yes.
What makes you think that?
because he came back to the team and he's been there 2 years already. This is gonna be his 3rd year.
What about Koboka? Where is he falling amongst all this?
He ain't starting.
He is on a 2-way though. I mean,
He
does
ain't
that
starting over
hold? It
JT
depends.
Thor.
I mean, I
Who
guess
he gonna
what.
start over? He ain't starting over JT Thor.
Well, this is what I was saying. This is why what I think is, I guess it depends whether Carton's there or not. But I would assume just looking at the training camp roster, and I've done some research right there. I've not seen anything that says Carton won't be there. I've not seen no articles. I think maybe it could have been something COVID, something like that, similar to what Cameron McGriff had. But I mean, Jello ain't playing point guard anyway, so let's just leave the point guard position vacant till we know what's going on with Carton. Like, I mean, the only 2 positions where Jello could start, in my opinion, would be the shooting guard and the small forward, and those are occupied by the team's, 2 best players, technically, at least in regards to the pecking order. Because Scotty Lewis, they're hyping him up to be this MVP caliber guy. He's definitely starting, and JT Thor, whether he plays at the 3 or the 4, he's gonna start. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, if it came to starting one of them at the 4, let's just say JT Thor is at the 3. Surely they start Koboka over Jello at the 4. I can't see any scenario where Jello starts at the 4. But then again, it's Charlotte. They love positionless basketball.
Yeah, I think Koboka's the odd man out. Because let's go over this again. DJ Carter and Scotty Lewis. Now, if DJ Carter isn't there and Scotty Lewis runs the point, now there's a discussion to be had for Koboka. You got Scotty Lewis Jr. at the point. You have, it probably would run Willie Snead at the 2, Koboka at the 3, JT Thor at the 4, Vernon Carey at the 5. I think that's the actual lineup. And I think Jello's the 6th man off the bench. 6th or 7th man. I think Cam Magruder probably would be the 6th man off the bench. Then Jello would be 7th man. I know Ballverse fans are going to lose their mind if that happens, but realistically, because all the guys I named, they were in black jerseys. They were in starters jerseys.
Jello wasn't in a starter jersey.
No, sir.
So that's where, I guess, and this is what Ballverse people have to understand. It's a pyramid scheme. Your mic's moving mad right now. You might want to mute that. It's a pyramid scheme, not in the sense that, like, among players, right? Like, regardless of how you play in practices and whatnot, the guys ahead of you in the pecking order are always going to get priority in the beginning. Jello was a draft pick, which means he's ahead of the walk-on guys. He's ahead of the other guys they drafted because he was the first pick. But he's going to be behind, obviously, the Hornets guys, the 2 of them that got sent down, Vernon Carey and JT Thor. He's going to be behind the 2-way guys, Scotty Lewis and Noldus Koboka. And if Koboka's the odd man out, Rev, in due time, he will be taken off that 2-way contract and someone else will take his place. That could be Jello. Who knows? I'm sure that will depend on who looks the best in practices in the beginning of the season in a week's time. And then, that's 4 already. You got to have a point guard. They don't have a point guard. So it matters about positions. I think with Jello, there's a lot of competition in Jello's position. Cameron McGriff, Xavier Snead. They got a lot of forwards. What position would you say Tyree White is, Rev?
He can play the 2 or the 3. He probably can play the 4. This guy is very versatile, man. But he can play some stretches at all 3 of those positions.
What about Shudir Beal?
Let me see.
Chudair Bele. For all due respect, I want to pronounce his name properly. Did you see much of him? You can't see up on the
That's the
screen.
cat that can jump. He didn't get on the court a lot, actually. But he could jump. He could jump. I don't know if he was injured, but he didn't get on the court a lot. That was the guy was saying that, yo, if you know anything about him, he can jump through the gym. But nah, he didn't get on the court a lot today. 1Z Ronte says, Rev and DCam, do you think Jello will be better as a starter as a shooting guard than a power forward or small forward? Jello better never play no damn power forward, man. He don't need to play no power forward ever. Like because he just don't have a vertical to get rebounds down there. He just doesn't. And he doesn't know how to box out yet. So until he learns how to box out, he needs to stay out of like the power forward, front court area. Rated to Go says Jello might as well get his runs in now. Get his name out there, show his skill set so he can get on the team before Melo rookie contract is up. Yeah, that's true. JG says, how tall really is Jello? 6'4", like Twin said. He's 6'4". He's not no damn 6'5". But A-Pain the Savage says, I think we're looking at this wrong. Jello has a unique style for his body type. For example, nobody will put Draymond Green as a 5 at 6'5". Draymond looks taller than 6'5", unless LaMelo's 6'5", because when LaMelo and Draymond stand next to each other, they're the same height. But Jello's probably 6'4". He don't have the vertical to play a small ball power forward. If you're gonna be a small ball power forward, you gotta either be a corner shooter like PJ Tucker and you just foul people and play hard defense and box out, or you got to be super athletic like Jason Tate from the Houston Rockets. What happened to him? Has anybody heard of Jason Tate this year? How's he doing?
You want me to get the numbers up on the screen?
I mean, yeah, you can, because I wonder what happened to this guy. Oh, and Cade Cunningham came out with a sizzling debut. I don't want to hear anything about it being the first game. When LaMelo had a bad first game, we never heard the end of it. I see he's trending on Twitter for a defensive play. I don't want to hear none of that. Cade Cunningham came out tonight, and he looked like 2 pounds of extra cheeks.
I thought he had a good.
I don't want to hear about no acclimation.
He said he had a good night tonight. I was checking the stats. I was like, damn, what Cade have? I'm on it right now. I'm like, I'm looking for. I'm like, what did Cade have? Pistons won.
Ass.
2 points.
Ass. 1 of 8. Ass. He's slow, brother train, and he can't handle the ball. He's not a point guard. Ass. That's what he was. So we gonna judge. We're judging everybody the way they judge LaMelo and the way that they judge Lonzo in his first year. He played ass. I don't want to hear nothing about no time to acclimate, and it's his first game. First off, Cade is old as hell. How old is Cade?
I think Cade's older than LaMelo.
I think that they might be the same age, actually. But as a rookie,
Cade's a month younger than LaMelo.
Right. So as a rookie, LaMelo was actually younger than him.
Wait. I think so.
Yeah.
No, only because technically no, because the season started later. But yeah, you're like, the season didn't start till December last year.
Nah, I mean it don't matter. Melo didn't turn 20 to this year.
Wait, is Melo 20?
Yeah, Melo.
Yeah, Cade's 20 right now.
That's what I'm saying. Melo was 19.
Yeah, Melo was 18. Yeah, Melo had just turned 19.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So Cade is 20 doing his rookie campaign, and LaMelo was 19.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Did Cade skip a year, or is Cade just normal for his age? No.
Nah. A lot of guys come out at the first year in high school. I mean, first year in college that are top guys. But LaMelo got skipped up a grade, so he can play with his brothers. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all that news flash that Cade looked like a bag of ass. And
let's run up the likes, people. Let's try and get to 75 likes. Come on. I know there's 58 people up in here. I know there's at least 12 of you guys that haven't already liked. I said in my stream earlier, when we had 50 likes, we had 100 views. If we get 100 likes, we get 200 views. The more you guys run up the like button, the more, this content reaches more people, and it allows us, to do what we're doing on a bigger scale. Ain't asking for no donations, none crazy like that. Just come correct with the like button, you know. That like button comes with magic. I see it going up right now. Shout out to you guys. Um, First game is November 5th. They're playing Birmingham,
Alabama.
Birmingham. Birmingham.
That's not how they say it in America. For real. I'm being funny. That's how y'all say it in the UK. Birmingham,
Say like what?
Birmingham. But
We say
how y'all say it?
Birmingham.
That's how y'all say it, bro.
Birmingham.
How?
Birmingham.
Are you being funny?
Birmingham.
Okay, well, how they say it here is the ham.
Birmingham.
They call it the ham. They call it the ham.
Birmingham, like that.
Yeah. So they say Birmingham, Alabama is going to be in Greensboro for 2 back-to-backs. Next Friday and next Saturday. So that'll be the tip-off. And the coach was imploring the fans of Greensboro to please come out and support. They want to sell the place out. Yeah, swag. You have to keep it real, swag. We call it the ham. That's what it is. Magic City Classic, baby. Yeah, so Birmingham, Alabama will be in the building. That'll be the tip-off. They want everybody in Greensboro to come out and fill the place up. They want to sell out all season. Swag. But y'all ready to like up. Man, the thing about it, I be feeling bad. Like, I feel bad for these farm teams, man. Because really, it's hard for those teams to stay afloat. It's hard to build a fan base in a team where every year it's a turnover. Like, it's hard for you to ever root for a player because nobody in the G League really has aspirations to be in the G League. So they're always looking for somewhere else to go. So it's like, I can't even be tough on the fans in the city because it's like, okay, why fall in love with the team and these guys are they're gonna disappear? You know what I mean? They're gonna leave. So
Well, couldn't you say the same thing about college basketball?
college basketball is more cultural. It used to be. It's not anymore. College basketball has become a joke. Now, college football, even though like Alabama has a high turnover rate for the NFL, the standard that is the capstone, that is the great city of Tuscaloosa, named after Chief Tuscaloosa, who was a 6'11" black man who fought against the conquistadores. I had to drop that. Anyway, Alabama Roll Damn Tide. See, that's a culture where even when people leave, the culture is still there. So it's a winning culture that everyone wants to be a part of, unless you're from that other school about 90 miles west. But anyway, east, I'm sorry. For G League, though, it's not really no damn culture, like, I don't even know, like, does Atlanta have a G League team? Because if so, nobody goes to those games. I'm telling you straight up.
Atlanta Hawks G League team.
I think they have one because it was getting so bad. Like, they were having like 2 Chainz and all these rappers, Lil Baby, perform at the games because nobody would come.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're called the College Park Skyhawks.
Yeah, the College Park. Look, let me be the first one to tell you, as a person that lived in College Park, that's Zone 3. Nobody's going to no goddamn College Park Skylarks or whatever. What was the name?
The College Park Skyhawks.
The College Park Skylarks, man. Well, no one has really ever went. I've never heard anybody anywhere say, you going to the Skylarks game tonight? Never heard of it. So I know how hard it must be to actually build a fan base for these G League teams. So, I mean, the coach was really out there imploring the fans to please pull up. JG says Jello gonna sell out.
Nah, I don't know, bro.
I think that's a bit of mythology, man. It was free today.
It was a free open practice. It wasn't sold out.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near. I mean, I'm looking at like
It was more people than most. Nah, JG, I don't think that, brother. I think you know what I think is happening in the ball version now. I think this is the year of the reality, isn't it?
I think a lot more people are coming to their senses.
Right. Like with Lonzo, we understand. Okay, Lonzo's a certain kind of player. That's what he is.
He's been in the league
LaMelo,
long enough.
okay, LaMelo's got some growing to do. He's not the messiah of basketball right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna take some time. He's going through some growing pains, some questionable decisions being done with the organization. Like with Jello, okay, well, no, maybe it's not gonna sell out. Maybe it's gonna be 5 people at the game. Yeah, like these are the realities, man. These are the like this is the year of reality, man. But on the flip side, Jello is showing people that he can really freaking play. That's
You're
the
right.
good news.
Get my thing up on the screen real quick.
All right.
God damn it. No, get it off the screen right now. I've lost it. Get it off right now. Jesus.
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
It disappeared.
Why did it disappear?
Because I clicked the wrong button. Here it is. Right, can you get me back on now?
I don't. You're not coming up.
Yeah, hold on. Stay tuned, people. Stay tuned. Wait.
Everybody beating the Bucks this year, Lee Rogers. The Timberwolves beat the Bucks. I keep
Right,
telling y'all, like older proven teams. Hold on, I gotta change it to Brandon and all that first, DK. Older proven teams, they don't take these earlier games serious, bro. They don't start playing basketball until after the All-Star break. For a lot of teams, the championship is now. All right, go ahead, do your thing, man.
Am I free to roll the clip?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a nice play, but that's not really the gist of it. That what I'm trying to show is, there's all this space up the back. No one's sitting there. All these media seats unoccupied. More media seats right here. There's obviously 2 stands. Is there a stand? There's a stand here, right? Was there people in this stand, Rev? Not exactly a sellout, is it?
Yeah, no.
I mean, there's a good amount of people in there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, what's the capacity of this arena?
Probably they say 3,000, but I find that hard to believe.
3,000.
Yeah.
There ain't no 1,000 fans.
Yes, rolled to 2 million. He did show a little improvement in ball handling. Jello's not gonna be a ball handler, y'all. Y'all can that conversation got to be put to rest. That's not him. That's not him. And that's okay.
Look at this.
Yeah,
in this whole set of seats, there's one person. This is a free open practice. To think this is going to sell out, I don't know. I think that's a bit optimistic.
It's too much going on in North Carolina, man. Like it's too many other sports. Like it was more people going to get the COVID vaccine at the building next door. Like people were rushing full speed. I was like, oh man, it's a lot of people running to the game. I was like, wow, oh wow. And then the lady was like, oh, you're going to get the shot? It's right over there. I was like, oh, no. No, that's not what I'm going to get. But yeah, it's true. I don't know. I wrote the 2 million. I'm of the belief that he's not. I don't. No offense to anybody. I don't prescribe to the prophecy of LaVar. I don't think Jello's going to be an elite scorer. I don't think he's going to be a starter, honestly, in the NBA. I think he's a rotation guy. Why are you why are you why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
You are laughing. What are you laughing at?
It was the way you said that. Um,
Nah, I mean I'm just being real, man. Like I want to be real with y'all. Like I don't think Jello no prolific scorer by
so
no.
so when LaVar went on undisputed and said in 3 years he's going to be the scoring champ, and Skip Bayless went LaMelo scoring champ. He was like, "I'm talking about Jello."
No,
You didn't.
that's just LaVar being Don King doing his thing, being a great promoter. He's promoting the fight. That's his job to promote the fight. That's his
Promote
job to
the
promote the fight.
leading scorer in the NBA, Liangelo Ball.
I think Liangelo, honestly, from what I'm seeing, and Road to 2 million is right. Ball handling will help him score better. Yeah, I do agree with that. It'll help him get into some spaces. Top scoring for Liangelo, like if all things were aligned and he was getting the minutes, 15 points a game. Realistic rotational scoring between 8 and 10 points a game. He could do that. He could do that. The problem is he's not explosive enough to get his own shot. It was MK said can't lie, Melo looked like he turned into Lonzo overnight. Yeah, Melo's having some struggles right now. He hasn't turned into Lonzo because he still shoots the ball. Y'all capping. Lonzo won't even shoot the ball. He's not hitting, but Melo's trying to hit. Jello, it was a play. Who was checking him? And he could not get any separation. I think it was Arnaldo's Koboka. It was Koboka. Oh my God. That makes it even worse. Koboka was checking Liangelo on their left wing. And Liangelo, he didn't do this at all in summer ball, but he was doing it today in scrimmage. He started dribbling the ball and he was trying to like get Koboka off of him. And you know how a lot of guys go between their legs and go behind their back or something like, you know what I'm talking about? Like
Absolutely.
he didn't do any of that. Like he was like just dribbling with the ball in front of him and like just trying to. It was not good, and he couldn't get any separation, so he like threw up like a 15-foot fadeaway, and it was bad because that's not his game. That's not his game, and that's okay. It don't got to be his game because I see enough for him as a catch and shooter, and him developing into a one dribble pull up guy or fill in the lane guy. He needs to develop some kind of 15-foot back to the basket game. If he can do that, he can average 15 points. But right now, he's more of an 8 to 10 guy. This year in the G League, he could probably average like 15 in the G League this year.
Yeah, I give him that.
Yeah, no, he could do that. It was moments I was thinking to myself, Jello could be the leading scorer on this team because what we underestimate about Jello is I keep saying he plays the game the right way. He plays the game the right way. So like while the rest of the guys is relying on athleticism and they're relying on them being high recruits, Jello is playing like a fundamental basketball player. So he knows where to fill in the lane. Where the rest of the guys are stopping and spotting up for threes, Jello is going to the rack. Jello is, his feet are planted. Like he's cutting. Like he's one of those guys. He can score like that. You'll look up and he'll have 10 points. He can score in bunches. The problem is once the defense adjusts to that, he has no other way to get any shot off. You understand?
The reason I worry about the 15 points per game is like we see that's what Lonzo's averaging, right? And Melo basically averaged his rookie year. I don't know if Jello's going to get these shots and the attempts. And because there's so much competition at the forward positions, like McGriff's going to get burned, Snead's going to get burned, and neither Snead or McGriff are guaranteed to start. You know, like, I mean, what do you do if JT Thor starts at the 3 and plays 30 minutes a night? Like, how much burn can these guys really get? So I think 15 points, like, if he was to play starter minutes, hell yeah, you know what I mean? If he was one of the key players, but, you know, if he's in and out the lineups, you know, Jello could, for all you know, I mean, this kind of stuff happens in the G League. Hypothetically, JT Thor could get called up to the NBA next game. Jello could be a starter. He could be really hot. He could be, you know, having 2 games in a row where he's going for 25. They send JT Thor back down. All of a sudden, Jello's coming off the bench again, screws with his rhythm. These are things that happen in the G League. Remember, as you said, Rev, people in the G League, everyone's there for themselves. Everyone's in the G League to get out of the G League. It's kind of like a summer league in that sense. You know, I mean, a G League championship ring. It's something you decide to play for and you maybe focus on. Like, maybe once you get to the playoffs, maybe when you're like at the final four or something, it's like, you know what, you really lock in and you try and get the dub. But up until then, ain't nobody thinking, oh, I really want to be a G League champion. They don't get paid enough for that. Ain't no really, other than your own trophy cabinet. So if you're a guy like Jello that depends on spotting up, like a lot of your game is dependent on catch and shoots. The fact that they don't have a pass first point guard, like, and I know you were impressed with low number 9 or whatever. We all know how much burn he's going to get, how many minutes he's really going to get if DJ Carton's there. And DJ Carton clearly, evidently, based on what we saw in Summer League, is not a pass first point guard. I think it's going to be hard for Jello to get the same numbers consistently. There will be games where he gets hot and he gets a lot of open looks and he's able to go off. But I think there's going to be a lot of freezing out that happens in the G League. You know, the guys that do have the ball in their hands, Scotty Lewis, JT Thor. I mean, I've never seen JT Thor pass the ball, bro. Not in preseason, not in summer league. That guy gets it and shoots.
Oh
That
yeah,
guy,
he not passing the ball at all.
exactly. And if you got him and Scotty Lewis who are like that, you got Vernon Carey down low. You know, I mean, it's going to be hard for not that Jello isn't capable. Of course, he's capable. It's going to be hard to consistently, you know, get the 15 points. To get the 15 points, he's going to need at least 3 threes and then 2 baskets, which when you put it like that is very possible. But is it very possible every single night? You know, some nights you might have cold. Like, if he's hitting 3 threes, that's cool if he's getting 7, 8 attempts a game. You know, he might get 4 attempts and he might only make one of them. How's he getting 15 points then? You know, how often is he going to have the ball in his hands to be able to make plays off the dribble? Does he have the bag to create for himself when everyone else is ball hogging and there isn't much ball distribution going around? So I think, to be honest, at first anyway, I think it's going to start off much like what we saw in Summer League. I think the beginning of Greensboro will be much like Summer League, minus a few faces. And then you're going to see a pecking order begin. The organization are going to have their favorites. They're going to be able to identify which guys they see have a future, which guys don't. Some guys will get called up to the Hornets team. Other guys will pursue other opportunities that come their way overseas. You know, this roster, what it looks like right now, it will not continue to look like that. Since you've got him up on the screen, I wanted to mention this, bro. I mean, tonight, I didn't watch the game, so I'm not going to knock his performance. But, Rev, I would love if you, and I know your reasons, you've explained yourself enough, and we're not going to get into the debate or whatever, but Lonzo had 9 points in the first quarter tonight, and then 2 points in the next 38 minutes. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to the 15 points. You said Gel was able to score in bunches. He could hit 3 threes right away. 2 points
Jello's got a stronger mindset than Lonzo.
I agree with that.
Lonzo Ball is a mental midget.
A mental midget. I have never heard that one before.
Lonzo Ball is a mental midget. and the people that say otherwise are just trying to make money off his name. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because Lonzo has a lot to offer the game, but he's just a mental midget, man. Like it's painful to watch Lonzo. They're all painful in their own ways. Like LaMelo looks like a guy that's not. He looks like a great painter that's not being allowed to paint, but he's still trying to paint. He doesn't have the colors that he needs. He doesn't have the tools that he needs. But now he's just like a flailing kid in a room, like this savant painter. But he doesn't have what he needs, so he's just slamming his hand against the board. He's like, "Please stop, Melo, stop, please, no, stop." But he is just not in him to stop. For Lonzo, it's like he's with the Bulls, so he has every tool he need to paint, and he's just shell shocked. He won't paint. Lonzo, create. Lonzo, score. And he just stands there. But I'll go pick up the paint off the floor, but I won't paint. The picking up the paint off the floor is the defense. I'll do the dirty work. I'll go get the paint, but I won't actually paint. I'll let somebody else paint. Jello is like the guy that can't really paint, but he wants to be a painter. So bad. He'll do anything to be a painter. Like he'll paint the right way. Like he knows everything about paint. He knows what he needs to do to be a great paint, but he just doesn't have the talent of the other two painters to be a great painter. So he paints, and it's good. But when you put him up next to Picasso and Van Gogh, it's like So yeah, it's an emotional roller coaster. The ball versus an emotional roller coaster. That's what this is. I hope that metaphor made some sense.
Liangelo Picasso. We heard what that guy knows exactly how to paint. Hear what he was saying in that little interview with huh? He can draw anything. She who shall not be named.
That's who that was?
In that little interview, she who shall not be named?
Yeah. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yes, that's her.
JG says, and they took Lonzo out mid-third quarter, and he's in his 5th year. Come on, bro. They took Lonzo out mid-third quarter and then put him back until they got the lead 6 minutes in the 4th quarter, man. Oh, who are they playing? Hold on.
Wait. Did they go with Caruso?
Hold on. Before you say anything, DCam, hold on. This is breaking news. This deserves a special moment.
Ooh, you niggas.
Okay. Who were they playing if they weren't playing Lonzo? Go ahead. Somebody tell us. Somebody fill us in. Oh, they were playing Caruso. Hold on. I know that's not who I think it is. They were playing Alex Caruso? But hold on. The fans were cheering when Lonzo was going out and Caruso was going in.
That's the stuff that destroys his confidence. You sound like the Joker or something, bro.
These niggas that made 8-hour, they be doing 8-hour streams about Lonzo. They be doing 8-hour streams about Lonzo. And okay, isolate. Tell them what really happened there. Okay, JT, they're saying you're capping. What really happened? Please tell us what really happened. I'm about to go check out the minutes so I can see my damn self. Ooh, boy, because if y'all
I'm trying to figure out how he had 9 in the first quarter and then finished the game with 11. You mean to score? He didn't. You mean to say he scored 2 points in 3 quarters?
Y'all be doing 7-hour streams about Lonzo, bro. I hope for your sake that this man did not. I hope that did not happen because I'm going to laugh at y'all ass all season.
Right, got it on the screen. Okay, Lonzo played 33 minutes. Caruso played 25. So an 8-minute difference. Let's say you add the 6 minute. I could see it. What are you laughing about?
Bro, because we told them. I went on some of their channels and told them. I said, Alex Caruso is the worst thing to happen to Lonzo in Chicago. I said, that's not a good look. I said, when it comes to the clutch moments, they would rather have Alex Caruso in than Lonzo. I said this.
Hold on. Do you want to know how many minutes Caruso's averaging a game in Chicago?
How much?
28.
For a reserve? That's Ish Smith numbers.
Lonzo's playing 36. To be fair, in Chicago's defense, they are playing a lot of Zoe and Caruso together. I think they love that kind of double defense. I mean, because they're both playing all NBA defense right now. As Caruso's playing, people talk about Lonzo's defense. Like Caruso's playing elite defense as well, and I think the two of them together actually is proven to be like, Levine goes to the bench at the end, like 6 or 7 minutes into the fourth quarter, they chuck both of them in, and yeah, Lonzo this season averaging 12.6, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.6 steal. The blocks are crazy. 1.6 blocks? God damn. What's his shooting percentages? 38% from free, a career high from the field. The free throw line 70. You said what?
You're selling it. You need to replace Demo. You're selling this, bro.
I'm not selling. I'm the 12 points per game.
You about to make me buy some Lonzo stat.
The 12 points per game is a bit underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. Caruso's averaging 8. He's averaging 3 steals.
You know what? You know what this is setting up. I'm gonna just fuck it. I'm gonna say it. We talking about it, so I'm gonna say it. This is setting up to pay Alex Caruso cheaper and getting Lonzo out of there in 2 years. That's what this really is. Sorry. Somebody told you.
But are you going to get Caruso cheaper if he's playing this well defensively?
The problem is you're going to get him cheaper because unless Lonzo's going to take less money on his third year option, 4th year option, Lonzo should be trying to go up with each contract. Caruso will be going up from 45. Lonzo will be going up from 80.
Do you think Lonzo might have been a little short-sighted right now? Because come to think of it, okay, like a little bit of that bag that he was given in Chicago, a lot of it is potential. You're year 4, you're still young. We're giving you 80 million for the 14, expecting that 14 points to become 17, 18 points, and then you are worth the 80 million when you bring everything else into consideration. The fact that this is now his 3rd team, and I know he's playing well. Like, I know he is playing well, and I'll die on that hill that he's playing great defense, and Chicago Bulls are a significantly better team because of him. Unfortunately, only a select few players get paid for doing the same thing Lonzo's doing. There's maybe 2 of them in the NBA that they appreciate for doing those things, and then everyone else that does the same thing, doesn't get that kind of love. Draymond Green's one of those guys because he's on a championship winning team, and to an extent, Ben Simmons is as well. When you're just talking about numbers, like guys who average, fewer than 15 points per game, who get like elite all-star love. But Lonzo, you're thinking about your next contract. You got to show progression. Right now, I know it's early. His stats are looking like realistically for Lonzo, best case scenario is going to be a 15, 5-5 or 15, 6-5 year.
Shout out to Bartram.
That's not going to get you paid on your next contract. That's not going to get you, probably wouldn't even get you another an $80 million for a year.
JG, hold on, time out, D-Cam. I didn't even see your comment. I didn't know anybody put you in timeout. No, don't put JG in timeout. I didn't even see his comment. What did you say? you can speak your mind. I didn't see what you said. Yeah. I mean, that's the point. That's why it was a bad look, because they signed a guy right behind you that does a lot of the same shit you do. So that never made sense. And they obviously don't give a shit about your defense as much as we keep talking about, because Caruso is coming in on defensive stops.
I think, unfortunately, with Alex Caruso, as he is, and I do think Lonzo is better than Caruso. I do. I think Caruso is bringing a lot of the same things to the table that Lonzo does. However, Billy Donovan is being a good coach, and he's finding a way to make it work together, and it's really helping the Chicago Bulls. So in the games I've watched, they've came in together. The starters, DeRozan, LaVine, have got a little bit of a lead or whatever. You bring in the two-headed defensive backcourt monster, Lonzo and Caruso. They're stealing, they're blocking, they're rebounding. And the other team goes on a cold streak, and the Stars come back into the game. They're already up big, and they just play basketball and see it from there. That's a lot of the Bulls games that I've watched so far. Statistically, Lonzo's never going to be a box score guy, is he? Like he's never going to be a box score guy.
Shout out to Trove Entertainment. I had a writer's deal with Atlantic, and I also had a distribution deal with Sony Records. I walked away from it, but I used to work with 1500 or Nothing in Inglewood, California, when Nipsey was there. Rance, Bruno Mars, Chris Bosh, JaVale McGee, all those guys used to be up there. But that part of my life is gone the way of the dinosaur. But you can still find some of the music. You can find some of the music online. But no, I did have opportunities. Also, Cardi B and Offset's song Clout, the original version, was recorded with a guy from Atlantic Records named Jerome. He's a writer. That was originally our song, and they took the skeleton of that song and they made that song "What You Gonna Do for the Clout." So yeah, man, I've been in and out of the industry for a while. It just wasn't for me, to be honest with you. But the problem is, DCam, is if you didn't have another guy on your team that could do that, all of that would, I understand what you're saying. You have another guy that can do that. And you got another guy that might be willing to do that for cheaper because, like you said, Caruso is coming from the G League. So would Caruso take in 3 years, would he take $100 million and be satisfied? Where Lonzo at least got to be asking for 110 in the next contract, right? You're young. You don't want to go down. If you go down, then you set the precedence of what kind of player you are. So yeah. My J&J video, my 17, 7, and 5 is looking bad for Zoe. But a lot of people's 25, 6, and 7 for Melo is looking bad. I told y'all I didn't think LaMelo was going to be scoring that much this year. I told y'all I think he was coming in under 19 points. And I think that's where he's going to be. I think LaMelo struggles and has a very up and down year this year. And I think from some circles, they're going to be calling him overrated and saying he had a sophomore slump. He is Rocco Masato. he is a great punch off the bench, but that's not how NBA teams work. They don't sign nobody just to be a punch off the bench. Teams have they have personnel departments, they have GMs, and those GMs, their job is not to sign somebody for 1 year. Their job is to sign the best contracts in the future with projections of who they want to move around. So if they sign another guy at your position that does the same shit that you do, if you're not outperforming him significantly, you're in fucking trouble. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm not gonna play these games with you. I'm not. You're in trouble. People saying LaMelo having trouble with Ish Smith, and Ish Smith is 33. Let's stop capping now. Ish Smith is 33 years old, and we hear every day that Ish Smith is playing better in spurts than LaMelo Ball. So how in the hell would a guy that is around your same age, playing your same position, he's in trouble? I told y'all in the offseason he's in trouble. I'm telling you now he's in trouble. He's in trouble. And I projected, I said this will be the highest contract that Lonzo ever sees in his career. He will never see a high contract after this. Because like DKM just alluded to, he did kind of play himself out with that number, right? He probably should have went somewhere on a 1-year deal, a prove-it deal.
I think.
Would you have rather seen Zoe on some team like the Celtics where he would have more touches and he could be the point guard on a 1-year deal, or maybe the Knicks, and then come back and renegotiate and get a bag like $120 million back, like what Miles is doing right now?
I think Lonzo kind of got misled.
Me too.
I think they were thinking it was going to be, when Lonzo went to Chicago, he was thinking, okay, I'm going to be, it's LaVine, it's the number one option. Vucevic is the second option. And I'm the third guy whose job is to get Vucevic the ball and create for LaVine and play off of LaVine. LaVine's going to, have the ball in his hands a lot. Don't get me wrong. He's, the main guy. But I'm still going to be the third option. Being the third option will most likely take my points tally up. I'm going to get assists because it's going to be my job to feed Vucevic. But then they went and signed DeRozan. I don't know if they expected to be able to get DeRozan. Lonzo was their first target, their primary guy. He was the main guy that they went after. That was like their big signing in a sense. But they were able to land Caruso on a good deal. They did it. I think for Chicago, it was just about, hey, we've got the money, we're willing to spend it, and there's some good players that are willing to come here. Let's take them. And it's resulted in a very strong Chicago Bulls team. But as for Lonzo, it seems like another case. It's like, you're the fourth, at times fifth guy.
Lord.
He's the fourth guy in terms of like pecking order, like he is. But his lack of aggression at times allows the fifth and sixth guys to, maybe be more involved in him, if that makes sense. So like it goes LaVine versus DeRozan or whatever order. Those three guys are the big three. Lonzo would in theory come in fourth. But Lonzo's personality and the way Lonzo plays allows, I know he's out for the season, but when he comes back, I'm sure he'll be up there somewhere. Patrick Williams. We ain't even really seen much of Kobe White yet. The Chicago has a lot of players. So this is becoming more of a Lonzo stream than a Jello stream. But what we will say on Lonzo is Chicago's not the place for numbers. It's not the place to go for numbers.
I mean,
now, if he plays really well in the playoffs, it will definitely elevate his stock. I mean, if that's his thinking, if his thinking's like, I'm never going to be a box score guy, but I'm going to be a guy that, contributes on playoff teams that go far on deep playoff runs, perhaps. But I don't see, I think that, I don't even know. I think he will average. I think his points will be similar to, I think it's going to be on 14. 14's his number. He can get 14 consistently.
The issue to this issue is this. Patrick Williams is projected to maybe make it back for the playoffs. You got Kobe White, who I think they need to trade for a power forward. But you got Kobe White coming back. It's gonna be, like you said, touch and go for everybody all season. I know we were talking about Jello, but shit, there's only so much you could talk about with a scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about LaMelo. It's some juicy news that came out of Charlotte today. Did anybody have a chance to see? And that's respect, Samuel Uzer. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry, but he says I don't get how you understand the game. Respect. We might just have different opinions. It's okay. Isolate says you guys are disrespectful. You don't understand the true point guard. He's not there for points. He's a huge defensive presence and IQ. And what we're saying is they feel like Alex Caruso can do the same thing. So whoever's going to be cheap, if Lonzo will take less and Caruso wants more, then Lonzo will be there in 3 years. If Lonzo wants more and Caruso will take less, then Caruso will be there. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. That's going to happen.
Plus, Caruso's a guy that's improving every season. If Lonzo begins to stagnate statistically, and listen, I'm not overlooking what he does on the defensive side of the floor. He's been a defensive monster. It doesn't help when the guy, like, the defense is what's supposed to separate you. It doesn't help when your backup point guard is also playing at an all-NBA defensive level, you know? Because Caruso is right now. But I'm not looking so much. Listen, Lonzo's a team guy, so I think when we look at Lonzo as an individual, it's never going to do him justice. If we look at Lonzo Ball, the individual basketball player, you're never going to see the full picture, because I feel like you have to judge Lonzo before he brings to the team and how he helps the team. And I do think he is making the Chicago Bulls a better team. He's one of the reasons they're better this year than they were last year. I'd say he's quite an important reason. Caruso as well, he's a big reason for that too, don't get mistaken. But I mean, I'm past judging Lonzo as an individual. That's not to let him off the hook or anything. I just see the type of player that he is. I don't expect him to be anything more than what he is. I do think he's capable of averaging more than 12 points per game, and I would like to see him, it's not even about being the fourth option or being any of those things. It's opportunities within the game to score when you should take on, when the lane's open or whatever, and you don't want to drive. Instead, you want to pass it off, and at times just looking disengaged. But you wanted to talk about Melo. Let's switch gears over to Charlotte. Speak
Oh
a
my
little bit
God!
on that.
Oh my God! Let's get into it. Did you see James Booknight's post on Instagram?
I saw that, and LaMelo reposted it.
All right, look, y'all. I'm telling y'all, and shout out to Isolate. Shout out to everybody. This ain't that I'm not kissing no ass over here, bro. So I mean, whatever the fuck you need to do it. But I'm not about to kiss nobody's ass. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm gonna tell y'all what I feel like the truth is. And everybody's entitled to their opinion. So I don't want y'all to get in arms about Zoe, anybody else, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Alex Caruso's there, and Alex Caruso is cheaper, and NBA teams go with cheaper teams. That's just what it is. Now let's get to the bad news for the Hornets, because this goes both ways. So shout out to Isolate. Shout out to anybody with a different opinion. I ain't got no problems with it, but please don't think this ain't the place to come for me to just tell you some fairy tale shit.
Rev, last thing on the Lonzo thing.
Go ahead.
If you guys are conceding that he's the fourth option, NBA teams aren't trying to pay their fourth option $100 million.
For the love of God. For the love of God. The most common sense shit.
So if they can get, even if Alex Caruso's a slightly, less version of Lonzo, he doesn't bring you quite as much. At the end of the day, you're still getting a point guard who can facilitate, can do a bit of scoring, and can play good defense. And
I guarantee y'all they don't look at Lonzo the way that y'all look at him. I guarantee y'all they look at Alex Caruso similar. They say it in every press conference. They tell y'all in every press conference that Lonzo and Caruso, they say their names together over and over again. Like, what do they have to say in French, Spanish, German? Like, what do they have to say to you to get you to understand how they view this situation? All right, enough of that. Let's get to this Booknight and LaMelo shit. This shit's getting crazy. I'm about to go read it. I don't know if he took it down. I would repost it. but I'm gonna leave it alone because I'm gonna just leave it alone. But Jimmy Booknight, everybody, your favorite player's favorite player, Jimmy Booknight, posted tonight. All right, the ultimate measure of a man. Hold on. Before we do that, let me give y'all some backstory on Jimmy Booknight. DKM, I could have sworn we reported this too this summer. I think we said this. In high school, Jimmy Booknight was a part of a situation in Brooklyn where he felt like he was not getting played the right way. And there are allegations that he faked the injury for the rest of the season so he would not have to play. Excuse me, because he thought they were using him. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So for my Charlotte fans, because my Charlotte fans, sometimes they come in here and they're delusional as hell as well. Win one for the Gipper. It's all a team. It's so swell. Cody scoring and everyone scoring. And it's Melatoon. It's to stay in the game. We're 4-1. Yeah. Well, Jimmy Booknight is not that guy. That's not who Jimmy Booknight is. In high school, Jimmy Booknight straight up said, if you don't play me, I'm injured. Similar situation happened in college as well. Okay? So I said coming into the season, I say, if Jimmy Booknight gets treated like LaMelo, don't expect him to react like LaMelo. Don't expect him to be, like he might come out and do some PR shit, but don't expect him not to be causing a problem. Well, tonight, this is what Jimmy Booknight posted. And LaMelo seems to be one of the only Hornets that reposted it and liked it. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in the moments of comfort and confidence, but where he stands at the times of challenge and controversy. And LaMelo reposted it and said, hang in there. Stay with it. This is a nightmare. DKM, this is a nightmare. This LaMelo reposted it?
The young guys are getting sick of it.
Oh! But they were 4-1 yesterday. LaMelo told Ish Smith. He told Ish Smith to stay in the game. It's only been 3 games since then. It does seem like it's an identity crisis on the team, doesn't it? Where the old guys versus the young guys. All of a sudden, Miles Bridges has become very organizational in his speech, too. I've been watching him on Twitter. He's been saying things like, good, bad loss, but we can overcome it. There's nothing we can't fix. A lot of team speak. Gordon Hayward talking about Ish Smith being the leader. DKM, is it a situation where there's smoke, there's fire?
I think there could be a I don't want to say a personality conflict. Not battle for power even. It's more so you have a mix of, right, for lack of a better word. You've got Gordon Hayward, who's being paid to be the man who is the star, at least in regards to what he's paid. He's paid to be the star. He came to be the star. He was promised he would be the star. And you've got a young guy in LaMelo Ball. Gordon Hayward's the organization star. LaMelo Ball's the fans and the people's star. And it's as if there's and with this post right here, like, trying to put my finger on quite what it is. It's as if there's maybe split.
Yep.
And the veterans are leaning one way and the young guys are leaning the other. It's as if the team is ready to go young. The young guys are trying to explode. your Melo Balls, your Miles Bridges. It's like, oh, is it their team? Is it Miles and LaMelo's team? Is Melo the number one option? But Miles is the number one scorer type thing. Melo has the ball in his hands. Miles is a scorer. Everyone else fits in, or is it like, no, they're only the guys sometimes, and other times it's about the veteran backup point guard Ish Smith and Gordon Hayward, the $130 million man. Because, bro, like as a third and fourth option, Gordon Hayward doesn't fit, and he never fit as one of those options in Boston, really. And it seems like another Boston situation. Terry Rozier, and I give him credit. I like Terry Rozier. I think Terry Rozier was excellent last season. He was someone who struggled in a sense in Boston. He came to Charlotte in the first place because when Kyrie came back from injury, he had a really good playoffs, and he was too far down the pecking order. Is he gonna, be able to? I guess in theory, he seems to buy into the whole. I would think that Terry leans more towards Miles and Melo, like the young. You see Miles' music video or whatever. Like Terry maybe a few years older, but he's young. He's still on the young side, I guess. He's probably what, 26. Terry, I don't know, something along those lines. So yes, I do think there is would I even call it veterans, or would I call it guys that have been within the organization prior to Melo?
Yes.
Even like, and I'm counting guys like Cody Martin, people who came up from Greensboro, like Borrego. It's so San Antonio Spurs like, and it's so like professional and fundamental and organized. There's nothing like Miles and LaMelo. There's nothing wild about the San Antonio Spurs. Nothing wild. Everything about LaMelo and Miles Bridges is wild. Do you know where I'm going with this? Like,
I do. Hold on. Put a pin there. Put a pin. Hold on 1 second. Rated to go. He said, Rev, don't switch up on Coach JB like LaMelo now. Bro, I'm getting to the point of being very wrong, and I don't think that has anything with JB not liking LaMelo. I think you're getting too emotional. You're confusing me not wanting to be wrong with you. You've been wrong so many times. You never give anyone their flowers. But you're short-sighted as always. The issue is not just James Borrego. James Borrego is a guy that can be fired. The issue is the front office gave Gordon Hayward a contract. Why can't you get this through your head? If it was a mandate from the front office for Borrego to play LaMelo, they would play LaMelo. James Borrego doesn't have the type of power as a coach where he could override the GM. That doesn't make sense. So if it was a situation where it was James Borrego alone, no, answer the question. If it was James Borrego, then Mitch could just fire him. Jordan could just fire him and get another coach in there. All it would take is a call to James Borrego. Hey, we want the ball in LaMelo's hands. Borrego's not going to go against the front office. He's not a GM. He has no GM powers. He has no personnel powers. So why the hell would they just not tell him to, okay, don't show up to work tomorrow if you don't put the ball in LaMelo's hands? Play James Booknight. No. Mitch Kupchak was the guy when LaMelo came into the organization that said LaMelo will have to earn his minutes. Like I keep like this is simple common sense stuff, Rated. Like we keep going over this. If it was Borrego, it would be so easy just to get rid of Borrego. They just gave him a contract extension. The front office did that. So how is it Borrego? And Jam, shout out to you, my brother. I know we're trying to play it like it's just a Borrego thing. No, it's a Hornets thing. It's just a Hornets thing. That's what it is. And that's just what it is, guys. I mean, we got to deal with what it is. It's a mandate for this. Mitch was the one in the press conference that said, that said that he didn't know if Borrego was going to We didn't know if Borrego was going. I mean, we didn't know if Melo was going to take a jump. It's a power struggle. Absolutely, it's a power struggle.
That's what I was looking for. That's the word.
Yeah, it's a power. We've been saying it on stream. Look, bro, go back to the streams last week, bro. We said, look, Cleveland. When we was talking this win one for the Gipper shit, I said that's bullshit. You're not beating no good teams like this. Well, they got to get the bench ready for what? A first round exit? A play-in massacre? What are you getting the bench ready for, bro? You think somebody's gonna bite on Cody Martin in trading? Somebody's gonna say, "Oh yeah, we'll give you a star or a pick for Cody Martin. He's averaging 10 points a game." No, what are you doing? The only reason why you're letting these guys shine is because you want to show the stars that you have a culture. That's it. You want to show the stars that no one is bigger than the organization. And we have a culture here where it's team basketball. Well, that's great if you're Wake Forest or you're Harvard or you're the Fighting Illini or something like that. But in the NBA, you got to have stars. But that's the whole deal. The whole deal is, okay, be a part of the system. God. Because we really don't want to pay anybody. So, marginalized. Look, it's not us reporting it. So before somebody come on the stream and say we talking bad and all of this, let's just keep it real. YahooSports.com. Did y'all see the headline today? Aunt Jams, this isn't Clutch Sports doing this, bro. I'm sorry, brother. It's not. It's always easy to blame Rich Paul and the black evil agent. No, this is the truth. And I'm about to read your comment, Reddy. Give me a second. This is the truth. This is what reporters who checked with the Charlotte Hornets found out about the Miles Bridges negotiations. At that point, Rich Paul confirms or denies, but he cannot put out allegations that are not correct. I know you bring up Nerlens Noel, but the Nerlens Noel situation is sticky because Nerlens Noel's had other offers and he chose to go with the lesser offer. That was on his big grown ass. But hold on now. I want to read this headline. Got to read it word for word, man. So I'm typing it in. Miles Bridges, low ball. That's what it said. Hornets offer Miles Bridges low ball deal. That's Yahoo.com, man. That's not the LitHoUsE. That's not DKM. I'm just reading it from Yahoo. Yahoo's a credible source, isn't it, DKM? They got reporters in the streets, right? They're credentialed. That's what they said. Low ball offer. That's an issue. Rated says, so are you saying that you think Melo will be leaving after the rookie contract? Yes or no? My name is not LaMelo Ball. I don't know what the hell LaMelo going to do. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know how the situation is going to change. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. I know he's not turning down that extension next year, though, unless the offer isn't a good offer. But if he gets the max, y'all can look forward to LaMelo being in Charlotte for another 5 years. If they offer him $240 to $250 million, LaMelo's going to be in Charlotte. He's not turning down that extension. Yeah, that Booknight thing, it's a power struggle. It's a power struggle because really you got a guy at the top that's making $130 million and you got to justify it. And it's just too many mouths to feed, man. When they kept saying stuff like, we got enough guys that can score 30 a night, 20 a night. We need guys to do this and that. Think about it, DK. When they were saying that coming out of the summer, when they were saying that in the opening press conferences of media day, that was kind of telling us that Booknight's role will be reduced because they want guys that will take a lesser role. It's not about these guys being good. It's not about these guys doing this or that. It's just the fact these guys are playing a certain role, and it suppresses the others. And if you suppress the others, it justifies the veteran players. And as much, and this is the last thing I'll say, and then I'll go ahead and pass it back to you. As much as I love Miles, you're not going into no playoffs with Miles being your leading scorer, bro. You're not. You're going to a first round exit.
These guys aren't even. They aren't even veterans. Cody Martin is not a veteran,
but he's their system veteran. They developed in the farm league. He's a part of their system.
I get it.
He's not gonna take a lot of money off your books if you keep him.
I understand, but like, bro, Miles and Cody are the same age, probably.
Yeah.
PJ, like, bro, if I'm being honest, I'm focusing on if the Charlotte Hornets are my team, I'm focusing on LaMelo, I'm focusing on Booknight, I'm focusing on Miles. I'm having Scary Terry as like, you know, event as close to a senior as I've got, and
why do you pay Terry $93 million and you draft the guy 11 to replace him? Like what sense does this make?
I think they just took James Booknight, but the same reason they took LaMelo. They took the best player on the board at the time, and James Booknight was a guy who was projected to go like top 5 or whatever, and he fell to 11. I think the LaMelo Ball decision was really easy for Charlotte because their mind was essentially made up. It was called a free pick draft. You know, Wiseman went 2.
Joke.
Edwards went 1. Bro, I guarantee, I would bet my house, everything, if the Charlotte Hornets picked number 2, they would have picked Wiseman.
Oh, facts.
They were picking Wiseman. Like, they took Melo because, you know, they love their development system, and they're like, oh, you know, we can develop him. You know, we can make, he's got, you know, if we develop him and we coach him the Charlotte way, because Charlotte over the years has produced so many NBA players that have gone on to do great things with other organizations. Isn't that right, Rev? So many players from this tree of Greensboro have gone on to do great things in the NBA. Can you name a single one? I'm not counting Kemba Walker. He was a lottery pick.
Some Hornets fans talk about Cody Martin like he's averaging 25 points a game, so I don't know.
Dwayne Bacon?
Ass. Don't even start for Orlando anymore. I don't even know where he is. Ass. I don't even know where that guy is. I don't know where he is.
On the Deluxe of Miles album, that's where he is.
I feel like James.
When I step back, disrespectful at a Yankees game and a mess, man. I feel like D Rose overcame every setback before he hit them all angles.
She just said, you just want to. Oh, you guessed that?
I just popped a bean in the club. Now I can't move.
Put a couple dots on your head like a snapback. MB, how do you want to tell us what they can't do? Hi, I am the director. Tell her take 2. Anyway, Miles be sliding.
What was that? What was the bar you said before that? I got something. I want to add to that on the behalf of Miles. You said something about a snapback.
Put a couple dots in your head like a snapback.
Overpaid Howard. The Hornets want to get their cap back.
Yeah, it's y'all hit the likes, run the likes up, subscribe to the channel. It's definitely a power struggle going on. It's weird. Like Mason Plumlee will literally get the ball off the backboard, dribble it 94 feet, and go search for Gordon Hayward and look off LaMelo. I've seen it over and over again now. I saw a couple of people saying in the chat, I was like, ah. And then I started saying, like, what is this? Like Mason Plumlee be fanning people off. I'm like, what? It's a cultural situation.
It's as if that's his job, Rev. It's as if that's what it is. It's as if his job is to when he gets the rebound, sometimes it's like, okay, I need to make sure this gets to Gordon. He is due a touch. It has been 3 or 4 possessions now, and Hayward hasn't touched the ball. Oh, that's no. They need to get him out of Charlotte, bro. He's the one bad like
Gordon Hayward. Yep. Everything is effed up because of Hayward. Let me break this down again for everybody in the chat, because me and DKM were having this conversation on live stream, and it made sense. PJ Washington struggles. Yes, we know about the other situation. We're not going to mention that. But his struggles on the court, he's playing center when he's a power forward. He has to play center because Miles is playing power forward because Gordon Hayward plays small forward. But Miles is playing at such a high level, you would look crazy to say that he should come off the bench. So now PJ has to play the center position so that Gordon Hayward can eat. LaMelo cannot always initiate the offense, because if LaMelo initiates the offense with Hayward moving so slow, it's going to make Hayward stand out like a sore thumb. He's not going to be able to keep up with the pace. So now they got to go to more half-court sets to make Hayward look good. Dun, dun, dun. Miles Bridges and Gordon Hayward last night, they started to play isolation ball. What would happen is Miles would come down the court. Well, LaMelo would come down the court. They start running sets for Miles now in a high post. They were isolation ball. Miles would score. Then they'll come back down. They couldn't get a stop on defense. Then they would run a play for Gordon Hayward where everyone stands around and Gordon Hayward dribbles one-on-one, and then he tries to score. Then they come back down and do it with Miles. And in between that, LaMelo and everybody else has to try to find their shots. And y'all ask why the kid is struggling. Now, you would think with a second-year player with the ball handling skills and the height and the length that LaMelo has, even if you didn't want him to score, he would be the guy initiating the offense because he can make everyone better. But now it's like they're trying to feature Miles and they're trying to feature Gordon. And that's not going to work because now you're featuring pretty much the same type situation. Isolation ball forwards. You're not going to win many games like that. You're not. Especially games against good teams. Because Miami, all they start doing is, okay, so we'll let them eat every now and then. But for the most part, we'll pack the paint, make them take difficult shots. There's no ball movement. We're all down here already under the basket. So we're going to – did y'all see the rebounding differential between the Hornets and the Heat last night? Coming out of the first half, it was some ghastly number like 38-19.
Rev.
What's up?
What is the one thing, if you had to pinpoint it, what is the one thing stopping the Charlotte Hornets from just going young, going all in on Young, all in Miles, all in Melo, 35 minutes a night? What's the one thing that's
Gordon
keeping
Hayward.
It is, isn't it?
The problem is now Miles feels like he's becoming the guy, so you're going to have to get rid of Miles too.
Hold on, again. What is the reason why this team is so hell-bent on making the playoffs and being an 8th seed?
Gordon Hayward.
Because if they didn't have Gordon Hayward, it would be a case of, okay, we got a nice young team.
Yep.
Let's, it's not the worst thing if we develop LaMelo and, maybe get a decent pick in the draft. That's what most teams go through when they get a franchise guy. That's what Philadelphia did for years. That's what Detroit are most likely going to do after getting the number 1 pick. They're not going to be good, but, it's all about developing Cade this year. Atlanta, with Trey, one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, had a point guard putting up a lot of stats. The Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker was putting up crazy numbers for years. Ended up with DeAndre and Mikal Bridges. Then you bring in the veteran, the Chris Paul, after they've got a few years under their belt. Year 3, when Trae Young's developed, he is an all-star. You've already got one now. Then you go and, you got him on like a decent contract. Okay, you maybe got like 2 years left until he gets that extension. You can afford to go get someone. with Charlotte, it's like the expectations to make the playoffs right away. Even last season, it was the same, and it's like Melo's got to like come and try and like come up and take over the team with all these like restrictions and whatever. Because when you pay someone that money, what they paid Gordon Hayward over $100 million, they expect results. They're paying him to bring something to the table that they haven't had previously. They're trying to make the playoffs. Charlotte is. It's like making the eighth seed is like winning a championship for them. I don't know if it's because Mitch maybe feels pressure. I don't know if MJ feels pressure. Borrego feels pressure. But the Gordon Hayward was most definitely a win now signing. Whereas everything else on the roster was young, we need time. And now you're caught up in a situation where you're not good enough to win a championship. You're not close to it. And you're going to be way too good for the lottery. And your young guys or development's getting somewhat hampered because you're favouring a declining star. How far can Gordon Hayward take this franchise? Okay, you make the 8th seed.
Is that a serious question?
Bro, like honestly, if you think about like actually think about the logistics of it. Okay, right now, assuming he's gonna decline considering his age, this guy can maybe, or at least he's supposed to with the bag he's getting. Like I'm thinking of the thought process of signing Hayward. Hayward's not a guy you're gonna build a championship team around. Is he the guy that's gonna, maybe 1 year we could make the playoffs with him? He's a guy that could maybe help us get the 8th seed. What kind of franchise trajectory and like is that? Like committing 4 years for at best a 7th or 8th seed? No team with Gordon Hayward as the number one option is going any further than the first round. I'm scared to see what this guy looks like in year 3 and 4. And I don't even think he's playing that bad right now. He's had a good last 2 games.
Man, a dead clock is right once a day, twice a day. So you feed a guy enough, he better look like something. You better look like something. I'm serious, bro. Isolate says, to be fair, Mr. Glass not supposed to be a number one option. Hornets fumble. I ain't being fair nothing because Gordon wants to be the number one option. Dreamstar says, we sounding like the Pacers right now. Just making the playoffs is our goal, nothing else. Man, goddamn. Ant Jam says the Hornets are listening to their lower and middle class Hornet fans that pays to sit in the mid levels and upper deck to have more basketball knowledge. They want Melo playing 40 minutes. The Hornets aren't listening. Yeah, look, it's not a good situation. It's not a good situation. It's a horrible situation. James Booknight. Let's talk about the actual post. What are your thoughts about the post? Like how what? You know what I'm saying? 5 games in. What do you think?
I think James
with LaMelo
Booknight,
reposting it.
I think James Booknight is suffering from a fractured ego, coming into the press conferences saying, "Oh, this is me and Mel's team." Now 5 games through the season, he's appeared twice and is only averaging 1 minute per game. 1 minute per game, James Booknight. One minute?
Damn.
Are we serious right now? 1 minute? 1. Kai Jones, I thought they said this guy was going to have a big role. Nope, you can't play these guys. Because 8th seeds need to win every game. And you draft a bunch of young projects. You keep them on the main roster. And then you don't play them because they're not developed within the system. Bro, what is it about the Hornets system that takes 3 years to develop? Like, what does Cody Martin do that, what did he learn in Greensboro and obviously with the team last year for 3 years that he does now that, makes him so valuable, and what all the other guys have to learn? What, to just grab a rebound and drive the full length of the court? I don't understand. Is it defense? Is it plays? Is it 3 years of them telling you, yeah, you ain't shit, until you get it, until it sticks in your head, yeah, I ain't shit? PJ really looks like someone who's out there on the floor right now. The message has probably got into his head. Yeah, I really ain't shit. That's why he's regressed every year. That's why his numbers are stagnant. You tell me 3 years of NBA training, you've not improved your game at all coming out of college. Man's had the same numbers for 3 years. Falling off a cliff this year statistically. James Booknight. 1 minute a game? Rev, you were asking me if this guy could one day be a threat to LaMelo and if he could maybe take over Charlotte. We're talking about 1 minute a game, bro. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, especially with Terry Rozier being out. It's almost like they want to coddle the ceiling guys. Like I remember the Lakers. I always bring up the Lakers. God damn the Lakers. The 17 banners Lakers. The Lakers, who I think they surpassed the Celtics for the most banners, right? Or tied them. They tied them.
Tied them.
Come on, man. I know y'all hate the Lakers, but keep it real. They had a great team. Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, Cedric Sabalas. Like they had Shaq, Kobe. Like they had a squad. Jimmy Buss said, "Get the fuck out of here, all you guys. Don't give a fuck if you're Gordon Hayward. Get your ass out of here. Oh, you're an all-star. Great. Go be an all-star for some shit franchise." That's what they did.
And no one missed them.
That's why I love Lakers fans. I love winners. I don't want to hear this loser shit about no 8th seed. And I remember the days when we were only winning 5 games. Okay, well, you're going to keep winning 5 games because you have a loser mentality.
Yo, Rev. That reminds me of something.
What's up, man? What's up? What? All right, you on mute. Yeah, you know.
Lakers fans, from the gist of things, they move on pretty quick. Lakers have had a lot of players, other organizations would fall in love with. Julius Randle, he got injured in his first game.
Get him out of here.
He recovered. He was such a good young player. He's a lefty. He can run the floor. The Charlotte Hornets would fall in love with someone like that.
Yep.
He goes and becomes an all-star somewhere else. He's been at the Pelicans. He's been at the Knicks. They ain't tripping.
Yep.
D'Angelo Russell had his moments in LA. Ship him out to Brooklyn as a sacrificial lamb to get rid of the Mozgov contract.
Yep.
He ain't missed.
We love Lonzo.
Lonzo Ball, number 2 pick in the draft, the savior of LA, the face of the Lakers beyond Kobe, 2 years out of there.
Yes.
They don't miss him. Brandon Ingram, number 2 pick in the draft, next Kevin Durant. They don't
Yeah,
miss him.
yeah.
Alex Caruso, point guard on the championship winning team.
They
Last
love
season, he's
Caruso.
gone. They love him. They ain't miss him though. He's gone. Okay, see you later.
We love Dallas Caruso. We've already traded him out for another guy, the
Kyle
Cowboy,
Kuzma.
Kobe Cowboy.
Kyle Kuzma, another one.
Get his ass out of here,
All these young players, a lot of them ended up becoming all stars. A lot of them ended up getting paid a whole lot of money.
brother.
Do you know why
Varshan
they got
said
them
it.
out there?
Yo,
Because
read.
their plan changed. They had a plan. Charlotte had a plan. Charlotte had a plan. They were trying to build something. They were trying to build a competitive team. They had Devontae Graham, who they liked. They signed Terry Rozier. They brought Gordon Hayward in, and they were thinking about drafting a center, to maybe be a little bit competitive in the Eastern Conference for once. The Lakers were building a young team. Okay, they had a nice little core of guys. Lonzo Ball. Okay, Brandon Ingram's young. We kind of want to keep D'Angelo Russell, but we can get rid of him because it's worth getting rid of this Mozgov contract. They had a nice young core, LA. Josh Hart, all these guys. But you want to know what happened?
What's
This
that?
is the difference between a winning and losing organization. LeBron James turned up to town.
Yep.
So whatever you were planning prior to LeBron James turning up,
Get him out of here.
change the strategy instantly.
Yep.
Or you were trying to build and develop young guys. Nah, you get these guys, put them together. Get Anthony Davis, and we'll figure the rest out. End up winning a championship, getting all the veterans, Clutch Sports, doing their thing, convincing people to come on veteran contracts, the LA appeal, blah, 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 blah. Compete for a championship, sell them on a dream, play with LeBron James. Next thing you know, you've got a bunch of old dinosaurs, and what remains to be seen will happen in LA. Charlotte, whatever they had planned prior to NBA Draft Night 2020 should have changed. The moment they realized LaMelo Ball was something special and something different. Whatever cute little thing you were trying to build, we develop guys from Greensboro. We make them earn it the hard way. We've got a whole bunch of guys that came up. We're not really good at. It's hard to attract free agents, so we got to build a culture here. Everyone learns from the guys that've been here a long time. It doesn't matter if you're talented. We've got this fundamental San Antonio Spurs like coach. Nah. Worry about that when LaMelo leaves you in 5 years' time to sign a max contract somewhere else and you have something to rebuild. You're on the clock right now, Charlotte. You've got a player who has the potential to be one of those few guys in the league that you can build a championship team around if and he's a selfless point guard. You potentially got a unicorn. You've potentially got one of the ones. You've potentially got a Luka Doncic, a Trey Young, a Ja Morant. No, you do have one of those guys. Those guys, I'll make the club a little bit more exclusive. You've potentially got a Luka Doncic. Potentially. On the fact that Melo has something those other guys don't have, which is the height along with the skill set. Guys like Trey and Ja are people, if you play your cards right, you build the perfect team around them, you can maybe make a championship team. Luka is a guy that, he's going to be one of them ones in the future. Like, you just already know he's penciled in to become an all-time great. LaMelo, if developed properly, could very quickly be in that conversation. Charlotte, they're going to waste. We're in year 2 now. It could be year 3 or 4 by the time they fully 100% commit to LaMelo. This is his team. Could be year 3 or 4. Then you've got even less time to build the team that's perfectly tailored and built around his needs. And that's how you end up losing star players. So, Charlotte, I hope you make the playoffs this year for your sake. But at some point, you're going to have to fully commit to Melo because the takeover is inevitable.
Yo, shout out to Brother Bartram with the comment of the night. I saw that comment, brother. He said that he feels like the MVP chants trigger the locker room. I was in the building, so I know that's facts. And I saw how Gordon turned up when those MVP chants came out the first game, and against Boston, they came right back out. I want to remind y'all about that Lakers team because this is important. Because before that, the Lakers had gone in a drought. They hadn't won a championship since Magic. They went and got Shaq. Shaq on his big $100 million deal. The team was in turmoil, but the thing about it, they made the playoffs that year. They had like 4 all-stars on that team. Guys with all-star level talent. Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, Cedric Sabonis, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. Hey, shit. Hey, let's come back and run it back. It's the playoffs, right? That's all we heard was the playoffs. The last couple of days, we're going to make the playoffs. The playoffs. All right, well, it's time to renegotiate the contract. You know what James Buss told those guys in the offseason? And Dale Harris, the coach that coached them to the playoffs? Get the fuck out of here. That's what he told him. And y'all are trying to sell me on Gordon Hayward, the guy that couldn't crack the starting lineup for the Celtics? You think these kids that are getting drafted are really coming in the locker room and saying, damn, I can't wait to play with Gordon Hayward? I think Jimmy Booknight told you he was excited to play with night one. Me and LaMelo, we going to be box office. This is going to be something. It's going to be box office. Just stay tuned. He didn't say, me and Mr. Glass, we're going to be unbreakable. He gonna be Samuel Jackson, and I'm gonna be Bruce Willis. No one says that. Oh, let's go to the Hornets game and see Gordon Hayward. Said no one ever. ESPN didn't even, man. Look, you walk around Charlotte, you don't see nothing but youth, lights, colors, all kind of different things, man. Culture, music, different tribes, different cultural differences, all walking around downtown, a bunch of young people. Nobody's walking around like Mr. Glass. Everyone's bumping the baby. Everybody's bumping, bumping trap. Like everybody's having a good time. Youthful energy. All right, Charlotte. Get cute you want to. So many times I've seen mid-level teams in football, baseball, basketball, or low-level teams. They get hot for like 2 or 3 years. And then they get cute. They have no history of having a culture. And you start hearing things out of nowhere overnight. Well, this is our culture. What? Hold on. Well, let's see what kind of culture we got. I'm going to check it out for you. Because culture is strong words, and I'm not talking about an Amigos album. It's a strong word. Let's see what the culture of the Charlotte Hornets is, really. I'm just curious. This is the Charlotte Hornets culture. They have a franchise record of 1,087 wins to 1,386 losses, which is a win percentage of 44%. I don't want to hear any Charlotte fans coming in this damn chat talking about no goddamn culture. What culture? Let's stop it, man. A young team led by Kemba Walker, I think 5 years ago, took y'all to the playoffs. And y'all went home as quick as y'all got there. Grand opening, grand closing. And since then, you've wallowed in the darkness for 5 years. Why do you want this to happen again? Like, come on, man. When I saw that James Booknight, because I didn't see it on Booknight's, Joe. I saw it on Melo's, and I said, oh, no. Because when we're saying this stuff and people come on here that know much more than us and they say stuff, oh, y'all are reaching. LaMelo's happy. LaMelo told Ish to stay in the game. Y'all just fans. Y'all just LaMelo stand. Part of me wants to say, okay, well, maybe we are exaggerating. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's... Man, when I saw LaMelo repost that thing, I said, oh, no. Because I played basketball, so I know how guys get in the locker room. DK, look, if you think after every game those guys don't be in the locker room, especially guys that are disgruntled, motherfucker won't even pay me the goddamn ball. That's how it starts. Guy like PJ sitting over there in the corner. Somebody like that. Shit, people acting brand new now. God damn, Gordon back. Like stuff like that happens in the locker room. I'm not saying they're saying that. I'm just giving a hypothetical. So then if you're a guy that's a young guy that's been drafted and you're sitting on the bench, and this is for you fans that were listening and you fans that be capping for Cody. You think that a guy that was drafted number 11 and said he was going to be the rookie of the year, every time he see Cody go in the game, you think he's saying, yeah, he better than me. No, I'm sure he's thinking, I'll be busting his ass in practice. This some more. Him and Melo on the bench with the hoodies on last night. You know this one? You hear that bullshit. You know how I know? Because when I was in college, we used to do it. As soon as a bumpski go in the game, here come this bum man. Like this is what we do. That's what players do. During the timeouts, joking. Coach on that bullshit. Like, that's just how it works, bro. That's the reality. I know the NBA sells you on, oh, it's a team and the dedication of the team. No. That's not the reality. If that was the reality, franchises would never trade players and there would be no free agency. In the real world, that's not how it happens. So this guy is sitting there, God damn, Cody got 30 minutes? Bruh, I'm going to say something, I swear. And Melo probably sitting over there, nah, my boy, just be calm, It's straight. Now, this is some old bullshit. Y'all shouldn't even draft it. That's how it be, man. When I saw that post, DKM, I was like, yo, this season is about to spiral out of control. That's really what I thought. Because you know what was announced like right before that or after that? This is what makes it interesting. Terry Rozier's back tomorrow. That can't be coincidental.
Bro, Terry Rozier was really injured and James Booknight was averaging 1 minute a game, bro. One minute a game.
How do you justify this?
Jalen McDaniels. Meanwhile, Jalen McDaniels is out there. Had 0 points in like 22 minutes and then made 2
this
free
is
throws.
the issue, DKM. This is why I keep telling Rated. All right, let me paint a scenario for you guys. Let me paint a scenario for you guys. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe to the channel. We are allowed to analyze what we're seeing on the court. So if anybody comes in feeling emotional, then it is what it is. All right. We're just analyzing what we see. We're just little old us, for the people, by the people. Say you would have gave Booknight those minutes, right? And say in a James Booknight way, you look up and Booknight has 20 points a game. Because he has a knack for doing that. You don't even know he scored. Goddamn, Booknight got 20. Right?
Mm-hmm.
when Terry comes back, how do you put the guy on the bench that's 6'3" and 6'5" and younger, 6'4", and he's younger than you, and he's taller than you, and he gels better with LaMelo because he already looks up to LaMelo? How do you put that guy back on the bench? So now you got a Devontae Graham and LaMelo situation all over again. You see where I'm going with this? So the better thing is to put in the Yeet guy. The guy that's a part of the system that you know is not better than Terry. Because not only do you make it difficult for Terry to get back on the lineup, you make it difficult for yourself for paying him. Because now the fans are going to be like, okay, well, shit. If Booknight giving us 20, why the hell do we just pay? You see, this is the problem with the culture. I don't think this is the more I talk about it, I don't think this is a Borrego issue. I think this is a front office issue. I think the money is the problem. The money is in certain people. So you can't, they got to give Miles an opportunity to shine because they know what they offer them. So they can at least say, we're going to give you every opportunity to outperform your contract. So now you got two isolation forwards out there on the court that have to share touches. And everyone else is just running around. LaMelo has looked lost the last 2 games. Forget just shooting the ball. LaMelo looks like he don't know when to go. He don't know when to come. He don't know when to stop. He don't know when to do nothing. He's just out there running around. And everyone else is pretty much doing the same thing. So now insert Terry back in there. Now Terry got to get his. I'm sure Booknight's going to get some minutes going forward because Booknight's the type of guy, he's not going to sit there much longer. He's just not. He's going to make his voice heard. What do you think now that Terry's back in the lineup? Where is this headed, DK?
I think that helps LaMelo because it forces the team to make an adjustment to what they've been doing. And I think that Terry's with Miles and Melo. You said you were talking about like that. That's a trio right there, in my opinion. I think that's like your, in an ideal world, your scoring trio. Oh, this is why Gordon Hayward screws everything up because Hayward has to be number one.
Yeah, I don't think Terry helps anything. Everybody keeps talking about Terry. I don't see how he helps anything. I think he makes it. I'm not talking about for LaMelo. I just think Terry's nothing more than a catch and shoot guy now on this team.
He's not going to be just a catch and shoot guy, though.
There's not enough touches.
There is when Cody Martin's bringing the ball on the floor. That's why Jalen McDaniels is just running around doing nothing for 20 minutes.
And then you still got to throw Ish in there. Ish got to get his 27.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what will happen. Maybe when Terry comes back, because Borrego trusts Terry, maybe Ish will take a little bit of a backseat. I think maybe Terry coming back will force Ish to take a little bit of a backseat because that bucket getting that Ish Smith be doing, and like he didn't do too well last night, but he did do well against Brooklyn, whatever. Ish was really good at just going out and getting a bucket. Terry's gonna be that guy. No. So I think it like at least gives a window of opportunity to break up the current rotation when Terry comes back because he's such an integral piece that plays so many minutes that the rotations and things are going to shuffle around, and then it'll give the opportunity for someone to step up and let's say Melo and maybe Borrego falls in love with a new lineup that maybe features LaMelo, Terry, Cody, PJ, and Plumlee. You know, maybe something along those lines. And he just decides he wants to roll with that all the time. Because right now he loves the Suicide Squad. He loves Ish, Cody, Jalen.
Oh God, that's such a joke.
Who is it? It's
What did
Ish.
Ish average? What did he average in Washington last year? Like 15 minutes a game, a playoff
Ish
team.
Smith?
Yeah, he wasn't getting
Ish.
he wasn't getting a lot of minutes with Russell Westbrook there. I know that. Russell Westbrook's not having that. He's not. That's not even a discussion.
Do you want to know an interesting fact?
What?
Ish Smith is playing the lowest amount of minutes in Charlotte since the 2014-15 season.
What you mean?
He's playing 20 minutes a night in Charlotte.
Yeah.
He played 21 in Washington, 26 the year before in Washington, 24 in Detroit, 32 in Philly, 22 in New Orleans.
Yeah. He's older though. He's 33. He shouldn't be playing this many minutes, to be honest with you. He's too old for that. They're gonna burn him out. Remember when Aaron Brooks was in Illawarra? And they were playing 34, 35-year-old Aaron Brooks at the time. And I saw him in Summer League. He's cool as hell. Shout out to Aaron Brooks. He's shorter than me. But Aaron Brooks, bro, they were playing him like he was a starting guard that just came out of college, and snap goes the Achilles. Ish Smith you can't play that guy that much right now, bro. Like these games are they're the teeny bopper games. Like I remember last year when Cleveland started out 4-0. Y'all remember that? Yep. Cleveland beat Brooklyn back to back. They beat them in overtime. Colin Sexton had like a 44-point game. He scored 21 in the fourth quarter or 21 over some shit like that. And Cleveland finished at the bottom of the league. So Ish Smith, man, he shouldn't be playing all the minutes. LaMelo or no LaMelo, he shouldn't be playing all the minutes. You should be saving him for the playoffs and the stretch so he can be a calming presence for the bench. But what do I know? But nah, man, I'm in agreement with Raider with some of this stuff. I think LaMelo struggles all year. I don't think this gets fixed. This is not going to get fixed. I think he's going to be up and down all year long. I think he's going to average around 14 points a game, shoot 35% from the three-point line, maybe 39 to 41% from the field. He'll have a high field goal percentage with low attempts. Assists will probably be like 6 to 5. Rebounds, 4 rebounds. And by the end of the year, a lot of people will be like, did they reach on them? Well, did LaMelo underperform? Was it a sophomore slump? He needs to work on this and that. Is he really a guy you can build a franchise around? By the end of the year, that's what they'll be saying.
So you're saying he's going to have a Lonzo year?
Yeah, just above it. Just a little bit above it.
Well, technically, in theory, you could argue that Melo's the fourth option for the Hornets right now.
He is. He is.
Gordon, Terry, Miles, Melo.
That man said, Gordon, number one. Lord have mercy. Said okay. No one ever, man. God damn. Anyway.
No, I mean, like.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. No explanation needed.
I actually think Gordon's like 1 in theory, but he's when the game starts, he's really 2. Because Miles is just better than him.
Yep.
What aspect, like, maybe in the fourth quarter or when he's playing well, Gordon, the guy's just not.
And the problem, I'm about to say something so cold-hearted and messed up. The problem is you put Miles on any other good team, and he's a fourth option on the starting unit. If you put him on Phoenix right now, he's the fourth guy. You got Chris Paul, you got Devin Booker, you got DeAndre Ayton. He's the fourth guy. You put him on the Lakers, you got Russell Westbrook, you got LeBron James, you got AD. He's the fourth guy. You put him on Brooklyn with Kyrie, he's the fourth guy. Put him on Milwaukee, he's the fourth guy. You see what I'm saying?
What about Atlanta?
Oh, yeah, he's still the fourth guy.
Behind?
Because John Collins is an actual power forward. So you're not going to remove a power forward for a guy that's playing power forward.
So you would go Trey, Collins, who else?
Trey, Collins, maybe Miles, but some of the young guys are playing so high. Like the Wade, what's that dude name from? I always forget his name now. I liked him a lot coming out the draft. Played for Duke with
Cam Reddish.
Cam Reddish is playing out of his mind. To me, Cam Reddish, if he ever clicks, has a higher ceiling than Miles Bridges.
It's a big,
and he's starting to play that way. You put Miles on
Hunter, he's a good player as well.
You put Miles on Miami, he's the fourth option. He might be the fifth in Miami behind Tyler. Tyler's averaging 26 points a game right now.
Okay, I got one for you. What about Boston?
He's the third option on Boston. Jason Tatum. But he doesn't fit on Boston because they already got forwards.
Yeah, you're right. That one, I didn't really think that one through. I'm trying. What about Portland?
Yeah, Portland. You throw anybody in Portland and they're good. But he's the third option in Portland.
CJ. What about Nurkic?
Miles' game, though, unless you got a passing point guard, Miles' game doesn't travel. Like, because he's not getting all those touches in Portland. CJ McCollum and Dame Dash are both isolation guards. He's not this stuff that he's doing with Melo, like isolation and dribbling, he's not doing that in Portland. So what is Miles giving you? Because Dame ain't about to be passing him the ball. So he's just a rebounder now. Damian Jones, who plays for Chicago now. Not Damian Jones. What's
Golden State.
Oh, Golden State. He might come off the bench. Steph, Clay when he comes back. The poor man's Joker. Andrew Wiggins.
The poor man's Joker?
Yeah, Bellalicia. He's the poor man's Joker. He's balling. Jonathan Kuminga.
Draymond.
Jonathan Kuminga is probably going to crack the starting lineup in the next 2 years. Yeah, Miles coming off the bench in Golden State.
The cum bucket.
Oh, my God.
What about...
We're not doing that. The Jazz?
What? No, hold on. What about James Wiseman? What the hell happened to him?
Oh,
we just named about 20 players on the Warriors, and he wasn't one of them.
I was never high on James Wiseman. James Wiseman is like a fossil. He's a fossil playing in the NBA.
You know what's funny?
What was up?
The terminology you used, fossil. I remember I had on my channel, I had Corey Homicide Williams. We were talking about the other picks in the draft. And he said, he gave a reason why, like a really in-depth reason why Melo should be picked ahead of Anthony Edwards. And then he just went in his New York accent. James Wiseman, he's a dinosaur, bro. And with you saying the fossil right there, that's some accurate terminology.
He does not fit in the NBA anymore. Like they boosted Wiseman to shun LaMelo, but that dude, like, he doesn't even fit. That style of big man doesn't exist anymore. Like the David Robinson era came and went 40 years ago. He has no place being a high draft pick. Like Evan Mobley, imagine him trying to guard Evan Mobley on the wing. What? That's a nightmare. So James Wiseman's. Come on, bro. Like they knew that was a reach. They knew that was a bad pick. Really, LaMelo should probably be on the Warriors right now. And Jams, I know you hate to hear that, but really, he probably the history that would have been made on that Warriors team with a guard rollout of LaMelo, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson would have cracked the universe. Reality would have split and folded into itself.
Well, the thing is, if Melo was going to have a bench role, which he did out the gate, the whole thing that was a little bit appealing in Charlotte is like, oh, he can win the Rookie of the Year, which he obviously went on to do anyway.
I don't know what silly asshole would have brought him off the bench. That would have been stupid. You run.
Well, we came off the bench anyway, so you would have maybe thought, oh, maybe you're better off coming off the bench in Golden State than Charlotte.
The thing about it, Golden State is the team that came up with positionless basketball. They were the poster child. If you have LaMelo and Steph at the guard position, you can alternate them every other play. There's so much all ball motion. Steph Curry would probably average 5 more points a game. LaMelo would have averaged 11 to 12 assists in his rookie year. When Klay comes back, you have LaMelo feeding Klay and Steph Thompson running off screens. Oh my God,
bro! Melo driving in the lane, like doing those no-look passes, bro, to the open shooter, and instead of PJ, it's Klay Thompson
with the athletic wing like Andrew Wiggins. He would have the way Miles is activated. Andrew Wiggins would be activated right now. Andrew Wiggins has never played with a guard like that, other than Ricky Rubio. That would have been the most popular team in basketball right now. Would have been the most fun and exciting team. And it probably gets Steph and Klay 3 more rings. Yeah. But, it is what it is. If ifs were butts and candies were nuts, then every day would be Christmas, and it's not. So he's in Charlotte with the leading star of Gordon Hayward. LitHoUsE.